care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Laud with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a three-team trade. In the three-team trade with the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trail Blazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Kamani Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 of the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Good afternoon in some parts of the world.
Is that 3 a.m. our time?
I don't know about you guys, but yesterday was a long day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So this is a lava pit, but of course we're going to jump into it because yesterday and then today for a smaller time, at least for some of us, we have trainings. Now everybody at pretty much every job, yes, we're hitting the speed bag. Most of you know that, you know, your workplaces, you have different training, all kinds of different things. For us, you know, we abide here at Bonneville by the rules 100%, always do our best. And, you know, whether it's FCC stuff, whether it's, you know, learning about different trademarks and things you can and can't do. The company's always really, really good about, you know, making sure we're informed, and that's good. I want to know if I'm going to do something wrong or fall into a place where, you know, I'm getting somebody mad at me or suing me or whatever. Jason Ross, bad cop.
Now we're all scared.
So
scared straight.
We had, I think, half an hour between the show and the trainings yesterday. And you and I had a meeting scheduled for us with someone from 10 to 10:30. So we go straight from straight from the show into this meeting, straight from this meeting into and good morning everybody else. Into the training. And the training the first one goes 10:30 to noon.
Correct.
And then we get an hour for lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. You're right. And we'll return to that in just a second. You know, I'm gonna. And then 1:30 to 3, we'll get to that in just a second, is our second training.
Yeah.
So let me just start off by saying that the first off, thanks to the people that flew out. They're awesome. Yeah. Not just kissing butt. They're cool people. And they did their best to make what could be a very training, you know, interactive and cool. Sure. I knew things were starting out great when our big boss, market manager, the top guy, you can always tell how this works because it's like we have our country station and we have Mix 96 and it's Mix 96. Yeah. And I always want to call it the now 100.5.
Nice.
I did it right. So we have all these and it's like Anchorman. You have the
news team assemble.
Right. Everybody's got their own thing. Well, you can kind of tell who the dunces
Chris
of
killed a man with a trident.
He did. This thing got out of control.
Yeah.
Quickly. You can kind of tell who the duncy loser spitball throwers are because everybody from the sports station, we all do the right thing. We go as far in the back as possible, and that way we can whisper or play slots on our phone or do whatever you're gonna do. And I
Find out about Damian Lillard.
We'll return to that in a moment. There's a lot to cover here. So I'm going to take my place with everyone. And our market manager says, hey, I've got a spot for you right here, Dave.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I sit down, and he goes, no. And he's standing, everyone sat down.
Yeah.
He's standing up front.
He's drawing a lot of attention to it.
He's drawing a lot of attention to it, and he's just waiting, like, no. And he's got this big S-eating grin on his face. No, right here. So I go and I sit front row of the training directly next to our market manager. And
and none of us in the back said teacher's pet.
Yeah, of course. I know you guys are all talking garbage in the back. I know I'm getting killed back there. On top of that, which, by the way, you all should have got me an ice cream or something because switch places. Yeah. I got screwed on this thing. Not that. Look, I don't want to make him out as a bad guy or anything. It's like sitting next to the teacher on the bus,
and you had to be locked in.
Yeah, I have to be locked in. I can't screw around. And the thing is, he's very observant.
Very much so.
Anytime because you're sitting in a chair for an hour and a half, and I'm not good at that. I'm gonna get a little personal here. I have a tiny butt. That's I'm a big no, I'm going somewhere here. I'm going somewhere here. I'm a tall, not skinny person. I have no rear end at all. But I have nothing. Why am I saying this? Because when I'm sitting in a chair for a long period of time, I don't have a lot of cushioning. And what happens is it starts to get, it hurts. It's annoying. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is if I'm sitting in one place and it's reminded me of school. If I'm sitting in one place, these chairs aren't exactly super comfortable. I'm sitting in one place for a long period of time. I don't know if it's blood flow. I don't know what it is. My cheeks start itching. I just get this itch. Anybody ever go swimming and then you're wearing your suit and you're sitting down and I don't know, the chlorine's interacting with your skin. It's the outside of my cheeks. They just start itching, not the crack, the cheeks. And so and it's unbearable, man. I'm sitting there trying to concentrate. And usually in school, what I do is I do the slide. I just slide across the chair to kind of itch. I can't do that with him here. With right there, any movement on my leg, if I go to cross legs or whatever, he's instantly locked in. What am I doing? I dropped my phone at one point, and he goes, "Is that the new iPhone?" Very observant, very observant. So I'm in this very uncomfortable world here, watching the training. We get done with the first one, and we go to lunch.
We do.
I notice on my way outside. Well, I smell something good. And I had to go ask a question of our HR lady, Rachel. And I so happened to walk down the hall past our conference room. In our conference room, I see a completely catered, we're talking pasta, salad, just a vat of food, just a ton of food in there. And stupidly, the first thing I thought was, well, that's cool. They're having us stay here. They catered a lunch. And then I instantly realized, hold on a second, stupid. No, they didn't. This is for the executive staff. So they all go into the conference room. First off, the people doing the seminars from corporate, they deserve a catered lunch. But then you got all the management, the sales managers, everybody, they all go there. They're sitting there eating their catered food and all that. And meanwhile, we're like the British kid in the one Christmas movie outside, on the window and using our hand to make us, scratch. Please, sir, can I have some pasta? And watching everybody, which just pissed me off. Like, come on, man. And then what pissed me off even more is an hour later, there's an email from one of the ladies that works here, an all-staff email. Hey, there's food in the conference room. What happened? Well, they ordered 30 times too much. They get the food, they eat, they're done, they're out of there, and now it's like, peasants, you may now come in and eat our scraps. And I'm just like, what are you doing here? Notice Jason and Chris are saying anything right now because Dave's probably getting in trouble, but that's fine. It's fine. I just felt bad. I went to Gumbo King. Chris was nice enough. I'll point that out. Chris texted me. He was getting banh mi sandwiches, asked if I wanted one. I got the text while I was in the restaurant. I said, no, thank you. That's awesome. He goes, good, because I already ordered. I'm at this place called Gumbo King I found a random place. I put in restaurants, Gumbo King. And, oh, my God, gumbo? And it was fantastic. And they're not sponsors, so I don't think I'm bringing it. Just shout out to them.
Careful.
I know. We come back. Second training. Hour and a half. Couple of notes here. I got to wrap this up. Number one. I was like a lot of people, but I was incredibly interactive in this next training because it was dealing with subject matters that matter to us very much, which I'm not going to get into because I'm scared, but just that's what it was. Very interactive. I'm asking all kinds of questions. As much as I was legitimately inquisitive and wanted to know, I thought we had a hard cutoff at 3:00.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run out the clock a little bit here.
Oh, you extended.
Had I thought that we were going to extend, which we did to 3:30 from 3:00, I wouldn't ask a single question.
I would know that we had the new Premier League time wasting rules.
Yeah, we're in injury time for a half hour. I didn't know that. I thought we were cutting off at 3. So once they say, "Hey, we're gonna go till 3:30," there's a couple of things we got stuck on a few things. I'm like, oh God, they're really killing me back there because by the way, I'm back up front again.
There might have been some grumbling.
Yeah, it might have been. I guarantee you there was some shut up and my name, Dave. So I felt bad. I felt guilty about that because I would have dragged me if that was me. I would have dragged the hell out of me. I didn't know because the previous time we got out right on time, Jason.
Yeah.
Anyways, in the middle of the training, the Damian Lillard trade breaks. I'm up front. Now, stupidly, I should have known that I'm not the only one on Twitter. People are going to know this, but this is a huge thing. So I kind of get up and I sneakily try to walk back to the back of the room. And I get close to the crew. And I think it was Scott Marsh, our sales manager, blurts out, yeah, we know. And then the person doing the training goes, well, where are you going? Stopped in the middle of the training. Where are you going, Dave? Or something like Dave's done or something like
you.
Yeah.
You're leaving.
Right. And everyone turns around to me. And then our big boss goes, oh, that's just Carmichael Dave. He does whatever he wants. And then I can't remember what I think I said or someone else said or what was said, but I do remember Verlad starts cackling at the top of his lungs, which makes the whole thing worse. And I'm like, okay, you guys know, cool. And I kind of feel stupid for asking, but this Lillard trade breaks and we're in the middle of this training. We go back, we finish the training. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. You were there.
Good time had by all.
Yeah, great. Thank you to the company, and everything was great about that. We got one more today.
Yes.
Apparently there's a pizza lunch.
Oh, is that right?
That's what's in the email.
Okay.
Now, I wonder if there's going to be different pizzas. There will be the executive pizzas.
And in the microwave.
and we'll get the Totinos that you fold in half and make a burrito.
Unfold the Totinos.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, these are for my guys.
If you want pizza, unfold the Totinos.
I got to look out for my guys.
We got a big freezer full of Totinos we got on trade.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Anyways,
That's
thanks.
not delivery.
Thanks to everybody. And I'm sure there will be more stories from today. But the bottom line is we're a bunch of high school kids. Isn't that really what? It doesn't matter how old we are.
And Dame Lillard got traded.
And Dame Lillard got traded.
Yeah, because actually, yes. Sorry, one more point.
Oh, please.
Day is just about done. And I think we're all delirious.
Yeah.
And you make it all the way to the back.
Yeah.
I'm standing up against the wall. And then, I don't know, it was like you hit the perfect note and you said something under your breath. And it was then like you're in school and I couldn't keep it together.
No, you got the giggles.
I totally got the giggles.
And then you got the giggles, and you and Sean Cunningham and Chris are the 3 people in the world. If you get the giggles, I lose.
I was looking down at my shoes. I was like, I can't stop
You
thinking about what you said. And I don't know that was the best thing.
It wasn't.
But it got me.
It got you.
And I was like, you need to go away.
And I kept looking back at you to
And
see
I was
if
like
you
shaking.
stopped, and you're looking down, and then that makes me laugh. And we're all worried that they're going to look back.
Is there something funny?
Would you like to share with the class?
No,
nothing's funny at all. That's right. I forgot about that. Dave
I was tearing up.
You honestly were looking down. We'll take a break when we come back. All right, big show for you today. Dame Lillard has been traded. We got Thursday Night Football and a milestone in Major League Baseball. Don't go away, big, fat, hairy, all trained up show, which, by the way, if you notice anything different today, it's because I'm afraid to say anything. We'll get started. Leading off. That's true. Leading off is next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month loan financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Now Dame's got it. 1:45 to play. Bump, tries, runs it up. Yes! 70! 71 for Damian Lillard.
Oh, man, I got goosebumps. I got chills. I'm seeing history.
Dame is the 8th player in NBA history to score 70 or more.
And he's gone. Yeah, Dame time is now on Central.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's now Central.
Got to move that
a couple hours ahead.
He was thinking it was going to be Eastern.
Yeah, he certainly was. And as we were in the middle of trainings, the Dame Lillard trade broke. And, I said to you this is a true story. I said to you, we talked a lot yesterday about look out for the Bucks. Mm-hmm. The Bucks might get involved. You guys remember that, right? We've been saying it could be the Bucks for a long time, I think.
Yeah. Bucks stop here.
Yeah, they are now the odds-on favorites to win the NBA championship.
Yeah, the thing too is, and excited that we're going to talk to Sam Amick today about this too. A lot of moving parts. Obviously, Dame is the headliner, but there's some other things, and it feels like more movement could happen. Not necessarily with the Bucks, but with Jrue Holiday. Did the Suns get better, or what were they doing in this? There's a lot of things to dissect.
Yeah, there are, and we got some of that in 3 for. We will talk about this because there's all kinds of interesting, fun facts, including one with Devin Booker. I didn't realize till I saw it yesterday, and how it's kind of a whole new world for him. This is a huge trade, and one of the points I think is important for us to go over today is this. I think Giannis might have broadcast this thing. What was it, a week ago?
Yeah.
He did the whole, I don't know if he meant to or not. I'm going to choose that he did, What a shrewd move by Giannis Antetokounmpo to kind of not so subtly push his front office by saying, I'd like to stay here, but I ain't going to stay here if we're not directed towards the championship. Well, he's now got Damian Lillard, and we're going to have to discuss that, how that's going to work on the floor. Are the I know this is a stupid question, but we have to ask, okay, are the Bucks better, and how? Because Jrue Holiday is a big loss for them.
Absolutely.
This is not, this isn't, people will look at their scoring averages and go, oh my God. Well, Jrue Holiday did a lot of other stuff too. We're going to have to talk about that quite a bit today. That is obviously our top story. And we got cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Love throws right side back shoulder. Leaping grab. Romeo does. Touchdown. Green Bay Packers. Sensational throw and catch. Oh my goodness.
I hate that. It's a good call, and he kind of messed up the throw and catch, kind of mushed him together. That's like what I would do. That's why I don't do play-by-play. Good call, good play. Jordan Love, Green Bay, touchdown, and we've got ourselves some Thursday night football, kiddos. Green Bay versus Detroit. That's at Lambeau. Honestly, it's not the game of the week. I'm looking forward to this game.
Me too. It's a good Thursday night game. Week 4 starts tonight. So, two teams that are, I think, doing okay right now and have higher expectations than their start. So, it should be a good one.
2-1 for both teams. Lambeau Field's always wonderful, plus not crazy snowy yet. So, crowd will be out and crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing Jordan Love for a full game. See how he's doing. You see clips, and I've watched a few minutes, but let's be honest, every Green Bay game's been on during red zone or whatever, and there's been other games to watch. It'll be nice to watch him. Already have a soft spot for the Lions from a couple years ago. Love Dan Campbell. I love the Jared Goff comeback story. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. And who knows? Maybe they'll use Jahmyr Gibbs tonight.
Maybe.
So
spoken like someone who has him in fantasy.
It's funny. I don't blame you for saying that. I have him in none of my fantasy leagues just as a football fan.
Yeah, okay.
You gave away last year's touchdown leader, Jamal Williams. You traded away DeAndre Swift, who's a badass, and you draft this kid in the first round as a running back, which, not popular these days, and then
let him eat.
Yeah, let him have some food, please. Right. Same thing with Bijan Robinson, who's splitting carries with another kid who should have his own starting job. Number 3.
Cut number 3.
How long before he runs? He's going now. Ozzie takes the pitch. The throw down, not in time. And that's 70. Number 70 right there, folks. He's trying to dig that base out. He wants it. Pulls it up from the ground and holds it high. Man, that's awesome. A 40-70 man. Ronald Acuna Jr. That base is on its way to Cooperstown, I do believe. The only man in the history of Major League Baseball with a 40-70 season. Truly incredible.
That was going to his house.
Wonder if that will ever be auctioned.
Yeah.
With him signing it with the 40-70 inscription. And then I start thinking, how would that even go for?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I get surprised all the time. Something like that, I think, would go for like $1 million. And then, get sold for $200,000.
Yeah.
And then, Jose Canseco's pube goes for $10 million. And I'm like, what? How did this? Remember the whole Abraham Lincoln, his beard went for like $100,000?
And it wasn't even his.
Yeah, we never know.
They authenticated it.
It's a game worn beard hair.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I'm old enough. You're old enough to remember when 30-30 was a massive deal.
Yeah.
Then Jose, speaking of Jose, goes 40-40. 40-70.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this in Safer Out next, Jason, but I almost feel like 40-70 now is way more impressive.
It should be. It should be treated that way.
Because of the 70 part.
Yeah.
Like nobody steals bases anymore.
Right.
And you got a guy who has that much power who's stealing. And 70 is nothing to blink at.
In the past, if someone did 70, they hit 11 home runs.
Right, exactly.
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. So we'll talk about that. Congratulations to Ronald Acuna Jr. That is a huge, huge mark. We will take a break. When we come back, safe or out. In the meantime, though, I want to talk to you about rebates. $9,000 in rebates to be exact. Chris. $9,000 in rebates to be exact. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from you. You know what? You don't care where the rebates come from. You care that they go in your pocket or off your taxes. Now, you ever gone out and filled out a form for a rebate There's the rebates that you get automatically, of course. You don't have to do anything, but there's also a lot of rebates we miss because you just don't want to fill the stuff out and copy the thing and send it off and get the DNA sample and God knows whatever else they want. This is one of the really cool advantages of going with American Energy, other than the fact that they're local, other than the fact that they're great people, other than the fact that they've been serving Sacramento since 1981, and other than the fact that they have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. What's really cool is not only will they help you pick out your home comfort system, not only will they install it and guarantee their work, but they're going to help you through that maze of rebates. They're going to help you understand how to get it all together, and in many cases get it together for you so that you can receive these rebates. Now think about that. Whatever system costs, whichever one you choose, which not only is going to save your bills down the road and lower them, because PG&E's increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years. It's going to happen again. But knock $9,000 off of that price. It makes a ton of sense. And they understand that. And they're going to help you. Call today to schedule an appointment. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. Safe or out, Ronald Acuna, and a number you're just not going to believe on 3 teams in Major League Baseball. One of them, unfortunately, Jason Ross's Yankees. We'll do that next.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the day and another beautiful day in Northern California. Plenty of sunshine expected with highs today peaking in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Tim McGraw. In concert. The Standing Room Only Tour 2024. A night filled with your favorite songs. Golden One Center, Saturday, June 29th. With special guest Carly Pierce. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Tim McGraw, live in Sacramento.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, with the A's finishing the season on the road, including 3 against the Twins in Minneapolis, it's a reminder that the Twins have lost 18 consecutive postseason games, including 3 against the A's in the 06 Division Series. And who can forget Frank Thomas's 2-homer game in Game 1 and Mark Kotze's game-winning inside-the-park home run in Game 2 at the Metrodome. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call. At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile. They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlod with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In the 3-team trade with the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trail Blazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 of the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It is I can't keep going without mentioning. It is a sad day for many, including those of us who are absolutely, we absolutely love the Harry Potter world. Michael Gambon, who played Dumbledore.
I know you like Harry Potter.
The second, I do very much. Dumbledore the second. Richard Harris played Dumbledore in the first handful of movies. Then Michael Gambon took over and did an amazing job, just like Harris did. He passed away overnight. I think he was 82 years old. So, yeah, R.I.P. You know, I feel like it's disrespectful to say R.I.P. Dumbledore, but he was a man. He had many, many other credentials, and, you know, was also a human who had a family. But that's how a lot of people are going to remember him, as Albus, Wulfric, Brian, Cedric, Dumbledore, something. God, I forgot all the middle names. I used to know that. Totally not nerdy, though. So, anyways, R.I.P. Michael Gambon. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Chris Verlod, safer out. Question 1, please.
Before this season, only Jose Canseco, Alfonso Soriano, Barry Bonds, and Alex Rodriguez have ever had a 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases, with A-Rod having the highest total of 88 stolen bases. Safer out. That doesn't make sense.
No, 88. 42 homers, 46.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I see that. You're trying to make me do math this
way.
Safer out. Ronald Acuna's season of 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases will never be surpassed.
You know, we did something yesterday. Oh, it was Brooks Robinson. Will 23 years with the same team ever be surpassed? It's tough when you do the ever with baseball, because baseball's been around forever and you assume it will be around forever. I didn't think 23 years with the same team would ever be surpassed, just like 300 wins and a few others. I think it will, and I say that not lightly, just because humans evolve. We evolve, 40 times get quicker, 100-yard dash times get quicker, we jump higher, the game also evolves, and as we've pointed out, the 70 stolen bases is nowhere. It's so much more difficult now because everyone's sitting back waiting for the 3-1 pitch, three run home run type of deal. But it won't be passed for probably a long time, and if it does, it'll probably be Ronald Acuna Jr. It's an amazing feat.
That's it. That's the guy who did it. I don't even know if he's in his prime yet.
Yeah.
So I think he can possibly do it. I think we're seeing more and more people obviously hit home runs. I think we've got more speed in baseball. A guy like who's just starting, Ellie De La Cruz, seems to have both those weapons right in his bag. So I would say out. I think this can be surpassed, but it's not to trivialize what he did because it's never been done in the history of the game.
Ronald Acuna Jr., by the way, to your point, turns 26 in December. Yeah. We got a few years left.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Safe or out?
With Ronald Acuna hitting the 40-70 mark, safe or out? Does that solidify him as the NL MVP?
Out, but out on a technicality. He was already the NL MVP, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But yes, even beyond that, this just slaps on the...
Let him finish, Jason.
It just slaps on the finishing touches. His teammate might finish second. Yeah, Matt Olson, Mookie Betts. There's a handful in there. It's Ronald Acuna, and it was incredibly close. In fact, odds makers had him fall out of being the top favorite about a month ago.
Yeah, until Chris started taking Mookie Betts.
That's right. And Chris cooled off Mookie Betts single-handedly. Yeah, it's Ronald Acuna.
Agreed. Safe. It's him. It's his award to win. His stats, their record, all the things add up. They're the best team in baseball record-wise. He's had an incredible year. Give him the award.
Give him his trophy.
Yeah.
Give it to him now. Number 3.
Safe or out?
The Mets, Padres, and Yankees spent a combined $880 million this season, with the first-place Orioles and playoff-bound Rays spent under $200 million combined.
Cute.
Safe or out? We are about to see a running back situation in baseball.
And what I mean by that is, are you going to start? This is bad news for players. People are still going to get signed to huge contracts. Shohei Ohtani is going to break the record this summer. We all know that. But it does kind of smell. Can you smell what's going on there's a lot of owners right now saying, why am I spending all this money for this? And, Tampa Bay and all these, a few other teams, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, a few others, they're having all this success, certainly better success than we are with coupons and gift certificates. We need to rethink this. And it's a copycat league, and they're going to go after these nerds in the front office and have them come over and retool everything. Because what owner wouldn't want to spend less money to have more success? Hello, Steve Cohen. I don't know if it's going to evolve to the running back situation where they're all kind of forced down, but I do think there's going to be some financial changes coming with a lot of teams. Not all, but a lot of teams in baseball.
I think this is out because owners can't help themselves. They're going to see, hey, look what the Orioles are doing and how they did it. Yeah, as much as I'd like to copy it, I really need to get that Adley Rutschman on my team. And how do I get that? I'm going to pay him more money than anyone else. And so I'm only going to do it with one player.
Right.
And then team B says, oh, look what the Rays are doing. That's great. We'd really love to do what they're doing, but I have to have Randy Arozarena on my team. So let's pay the farm to get him. That's still been the reality of the sport. And as much as the Yankees, Padres, and Mets have misspent, I think more history would show that has been successful than the other way around.
$150 million combined for the Orioles and Rays. That's you just tip your cap to that, man. As a Giants fan, as a Yankees fan, I mean, look, I get the Yankees are spending $280 million. You know what? The Giants are spending $190 million. It's not like it's peanuts. You know what I'm saying? So those GMs, when you look at it, here's the other thing. I don't know what they're making. $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year.
Yeah.
I've said this for a long time. I think we're going to see a renaissance at some point with coaches and general managers where they're making player salaries. And I'm looking at the guy with Tampa Bay. I'm looking at the guy with Baltimore. And if I'm an owner, I'm wondering where his contract's at. And why wouldn't I offer him $20 million a year? $20 million a year. If you can do it, when you think about the salary implications,
right?
Not to mention the increased revenue from being successful, you could argue these guys, like the guy for Baltimore, you could easily argue this guy's worth $50 million.
Yeah, and I'm sure someone's going to do the breakdown of the difference. Let's just take the Yankees and Rays, same division, different success, different money spent. I wonder who's a more profitable team. I mean, I honestly don't know the answer. There could be an argument that it still might be the Yankees this year.
Yankees and Rays. I'm sorry. Phrase that again.
Like, who is the more profitable team this year?
Profitable.
Because, the Yankees are obviously an iconic team. Still, baseball is having record attendance. Yeah. I think the Rays are having attendance issues with being a great team.
They are. I think the Yankees probably it would honest to God surprise me if the Yankees weren't 5x what the Rays are. The big advantage they have is Yes Network.
Sure, but like, let's say the A's had this miracle, like a movie season this year, where it's like we know they're terrible, they're leaving, but they won 95 games and we're going to the playoffs.
Sure,
there'd be more fans. I don't know how many more, and then they could still go, well, look, we're losing X amount of money again.
Especially with the situation going on right now. That would almost actually be a more difficult. I'm sure it's a problem the fans would like to have, but imagine being an A's fan. Let's go a step further. Let's say the A's just won their 101st game last night. They're the story of baseball. They're in first place. But then you've got fans knowing they're moving. So you have that heartbreak, but it's almost even worse because they're really good. And then on top of that, how the hell what do? Do you spend money and put it in Fisher's pocket so you can go support your team that's doing so well, but you're helping out this ding-dong?
Right.
That is a Disney movie, actually. We'll take a break. When we come back, speaking of Disney movies, this guy's a Disney movie. His life's a Disney movie. If you were with us at 9:27 late in the show yesterday, you heard our surprise guest, Jimmer Fredette. He's here for the 3-on-3 tournament. By the way, we'll take caller 6 right now at 1-800-920-1140 to welcome basketball back to Golden One Center with the 3-on-3 international tournament happening October 1st. Hit up that Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Caller 6 to win the family 4-pack. For more info, go to kings.com or sactownsports.com. Jimmer Fredette coming up next, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco at the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums? Like, did you have like a holler?
Like a pretzel barker?
Pretzel! Something like that. I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want to do it in case Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, he can. Pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Do you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals that help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Save Mart, and Winco, or a local grocery store near you.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
A guy we've missed around here. One of the nicest. I mean, this is like, I know you don't generally call athletes this. Just one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet.
For sure.
Just always great, wonderful family. And we'll be giving away a family 4-pack to this here in a bit. He will be with his friends and competitors. 3-on-3 international tournament, Golden One Center, coming up October 1st. And we will give away that family 4-pack after we're done talking to Jimmer. For more information, you can go to kings.com or SactownSports.com. Jimmer, it's Dave, it's Jason, it's the city of Sacramento. How are you?
Dave, Jason, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
I'm going to be really honest with you. You know, we love you and we care about you and we're super excited to have you. But, and I'm just going to speak for myself here, we care about Whitney and your dogs more. How are they? How is family life?
Yeah, no, most people have that reaction when they, so I completely get it. Whitney is doing great. We have 3 little children now, Wesley, Taft, and Grayson. And we actually have George still, who's been with us since Sacramento. And then we just got a new puppy named Snack. So our household is very full. The kids are, 2 of them are in school and Grayson's still at home. And, it's crazy how life just continues to grow and grow each and every single year. But it's been awesome. They're doing really, really well. So thanks for asking.
How have you enjoyed fatherhood?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me for sure. I mean, the kids they're so energetic. They're always so happy, and it doesn't matter what happens during the day. They're always happy to come home. I'm always happy to come home and have them see me and be able to go out and just play with them and hang out with them. It's been incredible. So I'm enjoying every second of it. Now,
when we first met you, you were coming off obviously one of the most storied college careers ever, maybe the craziest college year ever at BYU. You came in here young, fresh face, weren't even married yet when you started here. And now you got 3 kids, 2 dogs. You've been married a while. Jason and I were talking about this earlier. Like, has there ever been an internal discussion? Not that there's anything wrong with how you are now, but at some point, do you maybe grow a mustache? Are you Jim? Are you James Fredette? Is there a change there in the works?
Man, I don't know if I could ever change the name. The name is Dick. You know what I mean? Like, people just know me as that, and it's the way it works. But my wife would kill me if I grew a mustache. I know I've definitely thrown it out there, like, hey, should I get a mustache or a goatee or something like that? And she's like, absolutely not.
Full beard.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, I get you. Understandable. So about the only thing I can do is basically change my haircut, and other than that, it's pretty much the same stuff for us.
So for you, Jimmer, obviously you've continued your love for basketball, whether you've gone and dominated with Shanghai Sharks to now playing 3-on-3. Let's kind of start with the 3-on-3 premise. Obviously, it's a little bit different. What do you like about this competition and the way the rules and just how 3-on-3 goes?
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, it takes you back to your childhood. I grew up playing 3-on-3 basketball when I was younger, around the hoop it ups, the Gus Macker type tournaments, with my friends, just going out there. And I was a little bit different style of basketball than what we play here with the 3x3 and FIBA, but it's still similar premise. You're out there competing. It's outside the majority of the time. And you're just competing against great athletes. So the thing about it is that it's very fast paced, and you go by 2s and 1s, and it's either the first team to 21 points or 10 minutes, whatever happens first. So they really put a premium on the 2-ball, right? So, and they play the European line for the 2-point arc. So for me, it's perfect. That's what I like to do. I like to shoot 2s and hopefully make them at a high rate. So it just makes that shot so much more valuable. And that's something that I definitely can bring to the table for our team. And, it's very fast paced, competitive, and it's just a lot of fun.
Jimmy, I got to ask you, if I remember correctly, I hope I'm remembering correctly, you were on the trip to China with the Kings back in 2013? Weren't you on that trip?
No, I didn't go to China with the Kings. I think that was the year, might have been the year after.
Year after? Okay, I apologize then, because I knew it was. It was so you had 2 stints with Shanghai, and you've seen a lot more of the world than I do. But on that trip, I remember going to, there's a section of Shanghai called the Bund at night, and you're more worldly than me. Have you ever seen a skyline that tops that? Because for me, I've been to New York, that's the biggest one. I've never seen anything that tops that skyline.
No, it's so futuristic, right? Like it's just like you're in a different world, kind of. And the Bund's so cool because, you know, on one side of the river, it's very European, very old looking, you know, very different looking. Then you cross the river and then it looks like it's like 2050. You know what I mean? Like it's just completely different skyline and lit up and, you know, huge buildings. You know, it's one of the coolest places I've seen for sure. It really is. And, you know, I've been to a lot of different places, but, you know, that skyline is really hard to top. So I love Shanghai. I love the people there. The city, I've been all over the place and know that city kind of like the back of my hand, and it's an incredible place.
And before we get back to the upcoming 3-on-3 international tournament, that's why one of the reasons we're talking to Jim Rick, Golden One Center, October 1st. Don't forget, we'll have a family 4-pack for you. The reason I asked that is I want to kind of circle back to the front of the conversation. You know, family has always been so important to you, and you have such a wonderful family with the 3 kiddos, the wife. Have you been able to, or is it a challenge with your travels to, you know, do they come over and visit sometimes? It's obviously tough to go that far, these far places with young babies. How have you been able to, or have you been able to integrate family life with your basketball travels?
Yeah, no, it's definitely difficult. I mean, you know, once you start playing overseas for long periods of time and you start having children, you know, it's definitely a decision that you have to make of, hey, what do? Do you have the family live over there full time? Do they live in the U.S. and you just live away from the family and just see them when you can? You know, those types of things. And, you know, for me, most of the time, Whitney would come over for part of the season with the kids, and be able to be there and see some games, and then would leave, and then I'd be, you know, away in this city and foreign country for, you know, months at a time. And it was not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I remember my last season with Shanghai Sharks, we were in the bubble because it was during COVID, and, you know, I wasn't able to see my family for about 7 months. And that basically, you know, was the starting point of like, all right, I can't do that anymore. Like that's not an option for me. And, so what's the next step? And that's when kind of 3-on-3 came up, and all of these options, you know, after my 5-on-5 stuff had just kind of slowed down because of that. So it's, you know, it's not easy. You know, you sacrifice, and Whitney's been an absolute incredible support for me, knowing that this is what, you know, I've been able to do for a livelihood for our family. But at some point you have to make a decision. Is that more important than being with your kids and seeing them grow up? And for me, it wasn't. So at this point, it's way better for me to be home with them. And the 3-on-3 schedule is a little bit different because you get to go places, but then you get to come back and see your family in between, which has been really nice.
Jimmer Fredette joining us. Jimmer, I'm recalling a couple different scenarios where when you were with Shanghai, just massive scoring nights, and we hear athletes say, I got in the zone, those things just happen. I can't imagine when you get over 70 points a couple times what enters your mind. At what point did you know, like, I'm cooking, just give me the ball? Like, how did those nights go?
Yeah, no, it was interesting. I remember one night it happened immediately, and I was just feeling really good, you know, right from the first shot. And, you know, was like, all right, this is going to be a night. Told my coach, hey, just, you know, try to give me the ball. And the best thing about in China is, you know, they expect they call us imports, you know, the American players, they expect the imports to score, right? So, and for me, that was perfect. That's what I like to do. I was able to go out there and do that at a high level. So I would just tell my center, 3, played at the University of California. He was great guy, spoke perfect English. And, you know, if I was feeling good, you know, Max would be like, I'm just going to set you a screen at half court, just shoot. That's what he would tell me. I was like, all right, sounds good. Let's do it. So he would, set those high ball screens, kind of like Golden State Warriors would do. And then I just go from there. So you kind of feel it. There was another game where, I scored really well, but I didn't feel it until like the second quarter, and then it just starts to happen. And once that starts happening, the teammates do a good job. We did a good job of just sending screens and getting me the ball in good situations and just trying to find me as much as I could. And then, it was just going up, of course. So it was a lot of fun.
He only averaged 34 plus points with the Sharks for 4 years. Yeah,
but 270 plus point games.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Jimmer, last thing for you, with the advent of 3-on-3 and it getting kind of international acclaim, you have a lot of accolades, trophies, different things. Is there still a hope for you that one day you'll be lowering your head and someone's throwing a gold medal around it?
That's the goal, right? That's why I really got into 3-on-3s, because the chance to go to the Olympics and to be able to compete for my country and be able to do it playing basketball, right? Like when you're younger, you kind of think of the Olympics as just a 5-on-5 basketball sport. That's all it ever has been. And, only the best of the best NBA players usually go to that. But now there's another opportunity to play basketball in the Olympics. And when I, had the call for that, I jumped on it right away. It was like, this is incredible. And, super excited about the opportunity, and we're getting close to being able to qualify, for the U.S. automatically to get into Paris in 2024. So we're close, and that's been the goal the whole time, and that's why I've been doing this. So it's exciting stuff.
Well, whether it's New York, Colorado, Shanghai, or Sacramento, I'm sure you hear this in a lot of places, but welcome home for at least now here. Have a great and safe time. Please give all of our love to Whitney and the doggies and the babies, even if they're not all babies anymore. And, you're always welcome here. We appreciate your time, and good luck at the tournament.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Great talking with you. We'll see you guys over there here pretty soon.
All right,
thank you.
Jimmer Fredette.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Is it just me, or is it always a struggle to take a good family pic? Between getting everyone to smile and finding the right outfits, it's not easy. Luckily, I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family sale and got 20% off styles that are perfect for our upcoming photos. And the rest of fall, too. I got myself a flannel for $27.99, my daughter jeans for $24.99, and more, which put a smile on my face. Now to get one on everyone else's. Select styles. Offer ends October 1st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Fall is here, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling wants to make sure you're taken care of through the month of September. From now until September 30th, book any tune-up or troubleshooting appointment and get 100% of the trip charge credited back on any completed repairs. Normal big box companies charge $89 or more. Why not put that toward what needs to be fixed? Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling now at 530-GOOD-AIR. That's 530-GOOD-AIR. Or book your appointment now at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Best service, best price, guarantee. And that's no bull. License number 1057618.
Oh, God, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
Does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
Isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Grove Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia. Great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your next Kia today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
It's time now for your Silver and Black Report, brought to you by ACR Home Services. For all your roofing and solar needs, visit acrhomeservices.com. Well, the Silver and Black back at it in the division this week as they take on the Los Angeles Chargers. They must contain Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, who had career highs last week. Herbert threw for 405, while Keenan Allen caught 215 of those yards. Speaking of receiving yards, Devontae Adams needs 41 for 10,000 in his career. Raiders lead the all-time series 67, 57, and 2. That's your Silver and Black Report.
Did you hear about ACR Solar's free home battery special? Well, for a limited time, get a free LG Chem 10H home battery with a minimum purchase of 12 solar panels. Now, you'll own the system outright with no leasing involved. The offer includes 10-year parts and labor warranty for your added security and peace of mind. Take advantage of a 30% tax credit on your solar panel purchase, as the offer is limited to the first 100 customers only. Visit acrsolar.com to get the offer. The number 916-481-7200.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish, and he was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In the trade, the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trail Blazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Umani Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 of the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Remember, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Told you we had a big show, and we do. Our favorite news segment. Really enjoying this one. And by the way, thanks to all of you. We've gotten a lot of really good response from our segment with Kelly Brothers, longtime KCRA anchor, sports business guru. Last week came to us live from South Bend, Indiana.
That's right.
And he will join us at 7:27, as he does each and every Thursday. So that's enjoyable, and we appreciate your feedback. Yeah, that's a keeper. Sam Amick is back, and he will join us at 8. We're going to do a double up with Sam because a lot of stuff to talk about.
For sure.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Jason Ross, the trade heard around the NBA world.
Yeah, a little bit of a stunner just because, we heard Miami, then all of a sudden Toronto gets rumored, and we really weren't, the league wasn't looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. Right. So immediately when you see it, for like we said, we talked about earlier, we were in our training session, so it's big news, and then you start to read on the other parts, and I'm just as interested in the totality of the trade. Yeah. But the headliner's Lillard, and him going to Milwaukee, on the scale, I don't know. There's going to be some things that are better for Milwaukee for this.
Of course.
But they're going to miss Jrue Holiday as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why they did it. I feel like as much of this is for security for Giannis, which makes 100% sense. If you've got a generational player like that, you've got to do what you can to keep them. I think Giannis probably really likes Jrue Holiday too. But I understand it from their perspective, not entirely from everyone else, and even really Portland. I think Portland was now at that point of no return with Dame Lillard. Not that they are ever upset with him. I mean, he's a Blazer legend and will be for life. But really intriguing.
Yeah, there's a lot to break down here. There's a story that Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo had talked in the past about playing together, but the problem is Damian wanted Giannis to come to Portland. Giannis wanted Damian to come to Milwaukee. One thing I like, one thing above everything that I just personally like about this is it's a small market trading with a small market.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember, Milwaukee is a not a big market at all, and so it's not. I like that Lillard's not going to Miami or New York or Boston or whatever. He's going to little old Milwaukee, which I appreciate. And we talked earlier, Giannis had kind of broadcasted a week or two ago. He made a lot of waves with his comments that it's no guarantee he's going to re-sign there down the road, that Milwaukee has to show him they are serious about winning. Well, this is, I don't want to say it's a fast forward, but it's a little bit of a fast forward in the sense, Holiday and Lillard are in the same age bracket, but this is winning time now. Like and for the Bucks, anything short of a championship is, unless it's maybe a finals appearance, but if you're not in the finals, that's a disappointing year for them.
Yeah, and I think they've been, for me, if I remember right, I think I've picked them to win the thing or be in the finals the last 3 years. So they've won a championship in there. They've had 2 other seasons that I felt like they were championship caliber, ultimately didn't do it. I don't know that I immediately now go, it's a lock. I think they're one of the teams, though. I mean, I think they were before. Like I said before, I think, Dave, this changes some things for the positive. Like a shooter like Lillard, I mean, it's Curry and him to me in the league as the elite range, distance, clutch shooters. And he can really take a lot of scoring off of Giannis if need be, or just be another lethal weapon for them. But the part that they're really going to miss, Jrue Holiday guarded a lot of amazing people in this league. Was a great two-way player, had his own good scoring games in the postseason and is a champion. So if they feel like they've got the right ingredients, which again, I think they did, I think they just shuffled the deck a little bit. I consider the Bucks to be certainly one of the favorites.
It's important to remember the Bucks lost 2 starters here. Their entire backcourt, Jrue Holiday and Grayson Allen. No one's going to notice Grayson Allen. Listen, Grayson Allen he fit into that kind of that Bucks mentality. Now Allen was thought of as a dirty player at Duke, came in, and you still see him pop up every once in a while. But the career he has created for himself is kind of a hard-nosed, scrappy 40% three-point shooter. You're replacing that three-point shooting and then some with Damian Lillard. You now have in Lillard and Antetokounmpo. I'm pausing here because I'm trying to think if there's even a competition. The best inside-outside threat in the game. Can you think of one that's – I don't even know who would approach that. I mean, obviously, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, but it's not in Denver. Even with Jokic, it's a different type of thing with Jokic and Murray or Jokic and Porter. You have Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo, arguably the best interior player in the game, and arguably the best, if not certainly one of the best exterior outside players in the game. So, going to be interesting to see what they lock in at the 2. Brook Lopez is coming back. He's it was right there for Defensive Player of the Year. Interior defense isn't going to be an issue for them, but as you said, with Jrue Holiday gone, this is a guy that could guard 1 through 3. Now all of a sudden, it's what are you doing on the perimeter?
Yeah, and what might have hinged on the Bucks, regardless of this trade, was Chris Middleton.
Yeah,
because he's been an all-star multiple times. He's been at times, sometimes their best player. He's coming off the injury, and he wasn't the same last year.
No, he wasn't.
He's got a whole other offseason to rehab, regroup, and maybe find that form again. If he does, with Lillard or without, I think they were one of the teams to beat anyway. So again, I don't know that Milwaukee drastically changed their potential to win it all. They just changed a little bit of the look of the team.
Portland gets Jrue Holiday
for now.
DeAndre Ayton, Monty Camara. Milwaukee's 29 unprotected, swap rights in 28 and 30. Are we really talking about 2030? Like, are we there?
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, and by the way, that's 7 years from now. I just want to put a pin in this. I feel like at some point there's going to be a rule that like blocks draft right trades like 5 years. Mm-hmm. It's starting to get ridiculous. We're this side of getting a trade where I'm trading you for 3 first-round picks in 2097.
Yeah,
like what are we
top
doing?
5 protected.
Top 5, right, exactly. It's stupid. So with Portland, and I know, look, I know the Bucks are the big story here, and they should be. Joe Cronin, I think, deserves a lot of credit here, the GM for the Blazers, because he was put in a situation where he had to trade Damian Lillard. So don't blame him for that. And Pat Riley was discount shopping, and Cronin was under a tremendous amount of pressure to figure this out before training camp. And was he going to do right by, air quotes, right by Damian Lillard and trade him to Miami and get less of a return? Or was he going to find a way to do what was best for his team and get a better return? And this, I don't think there's a doubt, is a better return than what Miami was rumored to be offering. Aaron Goodwin, longtime agent. How long he was Chris Webber's agent back in the day. Aaron Goodwin is Lillard's agent, and reports say that he reached out to, I think it was Milwaukee, Toronto, Brooklyn recently, saying, "Hey, listen, Dame's going to play for you if you trade for him. Just so you know, he wants to go to Miami, but he made it clear that Lillard would be okay with those trades, and that's." That, now that we look back, I think that's where I forget who reported it. I'd love to give them attribution, and I apologize. But there was a report last week we talked about where it sounded like the Lillard talks were revving up and something was imminent. Something was going to happen. Shortly after that, we heard about Toronto. Woj said Toronto was absolutely in the mix. That was a real destination for Lillard. There were actual, deep talks, but in the end, it became kind of a bidding situation between at least those three teams. Milwaukee won out. So in the end, Dame demanded to go to Miami, but kind of like what we thought, when it looked like Miami wasn't going to bring the value that Portland wanted, he came back, he calmed down a little bit. And now, Jason, in Portland, you're looking at Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe. You're going to put DeAndre Ayton at center. And as of right now, Jrue Holiday, whether it's Holiday, which you and I both doubt, or it's whatever they get for Jrue Holiday, which could be significant. Portland got a lot better in this trade, I would argue, in the immediate future, which immediate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they did about as good as they could.
Yeah, I think I understand what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The third team is the one I'm having a little bit of an issue
Phoenix?
with. Yeah.
Seems to me, I mean, honestly, on the surface, it seems to me that Ayton was gone a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They got him through last year, but he was gone. And I think in what they did is Nurkic is not DeAndre Ayton. But what they did, I think, is they made this trade. They got a little worse at center, but now they have a little bit of depth. This was a depth trade for the Suns.
Yeah, and they added a lot of pieces like on the edges too. The offseason after the big, move to get Beal, and they have Beal, Booker, and Durant. That's the headliner. But I don't know. They're also not that far removed from making the finals against the Bucks and up 2-0. Let's remember the two starters in that were Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton.
That's right.
I think they're going to miss those two guys.
I completely agree. And we always discount this, and you shouldn't believe your history. We discount the effect that Chris Paul has on teams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you like or dislike Chris Paul. Every single team Chris Paul goes to gets better throughout his entire career. At some point, that's going to end because of age. But every team he's gone to has been or gets better, and more importantly, gets worse when he leaves. We're going to get into an interesting fact about the Suns and that lineup and that finals lineup coming up in 3 for Madness next. But with the Suns now, they get Nurkic at center. They add Grace. I look, I know it's not the headline. I love the Grayson Allen move for Phoenix. I think that is a really good move. And when we play them next year, I think you're going to see how good of a move it is. He ain't going to score 40 for you, but he's going to be one of those. He's one of those pieces that I think championship caliber teams need. Nasir Little, Keon Johnson as part of the trade package. And they got off of that Ayton contract too, as part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Suns are the Suns are simultaneously, I think, maybe the most interesting and also biggest question mark team in the NBA this year.
Yeah, and they're going for it, right? They have to win, to me, a championship. They have mortgaged all of their future picks.
Yes, they have.
In getting Durant, in getting Booker, in getting Beal. So it has to happen as a title for them.
remember, and this is just something we talk about, always on this show, on the ground, 50,000 feet. The 50,000 feet look at the Suns, for me, the one thing to kind of remember our history here. Matt Ishbia is the new owner. Steve Cohen's the new owner of the Mets. You see this a lot. New owners come in. They want to do it their way. They don't want to screw around like the last guy. They want to disrupt. I mean, it's important to understand in the world of business, a lot of these folks coming in, they are, air quotes, disruptors. That's how they've been successful their whole life. And you go from, in Ishbia's case, his dad founded the company, but what we forget is that when his dad founded the company and handed it over, I think they had like 12 employees. Ishbia built that company into what it is today. And he did that by being a disruptor. He did that by trusting in his instincts and his ideas. Now imagine being that person. You're a billionaire. You just bought a team.
Yeah.
You're doing it your way because your way has worked always. And when people warn you that maybe don't do this, well, that was them.
Right.
This is me. Now, all of a sudden, he has, as you said, mortgaged everything. He wants to win now. There's a new world order with the Suns. Generally, that doesn't work out. And we've seen that. We've seen that not only historically in the NBA with some of those air quote super teams, with a couple of exceptions, but we've seen it all the time in baseball here now. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll keep going with this. This is all about the trade in 3 for Madness. Let's talk about the fallout and could the Kings get involved? Who won, who lost, or just didn't win in this trade? And a fun fact about Devin Booker. We'll do that coming up next. SactownSports.com.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
When Joe Montana retired, he was, of course, regarded as what? The greatest of all time. Many in this area, of course, and bless you if you're one of them, still consider Joe Montana the greatest of all time. Whatever.
Is that what people from Boston sound like to you?
I mean, Forno's Forno.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Kelly Brothers coming up in exactly 10 minutes. We'll talk sports business. And on the docket today, let me look at my trusty cheat sheet here. We got some cool stuff.
Good stuff.
We got to check the Taylor Swift effect. Also, Ryder Cup revenue. Oh, by the way, did you see the video out of the Ryder Cup today? Practice rounds. So Victor Hovland, hottest player in golf. Hole in one on a par 4.
A par 4?
Hole in one on a par 4.
Take it easy, Vic.
And his reaction was, they were all happy and jumping on him, but he was just like, okay, that's what I do.
Yeah,
I'm Victor Hovland. His personal announcers, I haven't heard them yet, but they probably are in the hospital from having heart attacks. And Peloton and Lululemon end their feud. What? We're going to talk about that with Kelly Brown.
Where did you get those clothes? At the toilet store?
Knock it off, Chris. In the meantime, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Fire Wings, just wing it. Question, stop it. Question 1. Chris.
In the fallout of the Lillard trade, should the Kings inquire about Jrue Holiday?
This question is going to get asked, so let's put it out there. Okay, so Jrue Holiday is 6'4". He's a point guard who can play shooting guard. he would instantly become the team's best starting on-ball defender, along with Davion Mitchell. He also makes some money.
Big 33.
Yeah, and you'd have to work that out. I don't know how they do that. We talked about this yesterday with them absorbing any sort. We were looking at Lillard and all that. Again, Harrison Barnes can't be traded till December, even if you wanted to use that. I don't see a way. I don't know how they would acquire Jrue Holiday without Sabonis or Fox in there, or just half the team. Jrue Holiday would make the Kings better. He would. Yeah. He would make the Kings better, but not better enough and not for what you'd have to do.
Yeah, in the short term, just logistically, Holiday can be traded, but he can't be attached to any other salary from Portland. So it really is just for Jrue Holiday. But yeah, you have to inquire. You have to. Now, I don't know how you do it. It's funny that you said Barnes, because I did honestly a very quick look. I went, well, this would do it. I forgot about the Barnes stipulation that you couldn't trade him, right? Would you say till December?
I want to say it's December 29th is what I read.
I think some combination of Barnes, Monk, Mitchell does it.
I think so.
But, so there's just total hypothetical here. Barnes could be the grown-up on the team for Blazers, who really are just going young, and that would be a perfect guy to, hey, we need someone to be a pro. That's an awesome
on a good contract, by the way.
Monk has 1 year remaining, which they also meant like, hey, come in here and score 20 off the bench, but also you might be gone next year. And then Mitchell's maybe the one piece that's like, hey, he's also young.
Sure.
Like, I feel like those three things would line up maybe for what Portland wants, but yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Also, that throws Herter on the bench as the sixth man if you do that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go Fox, Holiday.
Well, you still have an open spot if you did that, right? Fox, Holiday, you could be Herter, Murray, Sabonis.
Yeah, because you'd be moving Barnes, so you put Herter at the 3. You're right. Murray, or you slide Murray up, put somebody at the 4. You slide Murray and Sabonis up, which I don't think they do. So they are a little bit.
It's possible. I don't know if it's a realistic thing, but I think you have to look at it.
He'd make the team better. He would. Although the more I think about it, man, I don't know. I could be wrong here. I won't give up. Not give up, but I'm really torn between Davion Mitchell just being a good, solid rotational piece, and Davion Mitchell being one of those guards that it takes a little bit of time, but like 3 years from now, he's like a Jrue Holiday.
Yeah.
Because of his work ethic.
His work ethic is undeniable.
It's undeniable. Plus his defense. Are we undervaluing? I don't know. Number 2.
Question 2.
Rank the 3 teams involved in the trade as far as who got the most value.
I got to give the Bucks number 1. They got Damian Lillard. I mean, that's value is also, I understand, involving, you got to include money in there, all that stuff. But they got Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard is a blue chip A++ player. You add him to your superstar. And let's not forget, it's important to remember when you're breaking down this trade. I've seen so many trade grades, which are fun. And I don't see enough of them. It's like, this is how the trade should have read. Milwaukee trades for Damian Lillard and a happy, content Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, that is a huge part of this trade that comes with Damian Lillard. It's not something you can put on a salary cap, or a roster spot. But when you think about it, Giannis, like half of Giannis's family is on the roster. Now he's got his superstar counterpart. Like, they're doing what they can to appease this guy. And I'm not going to lie here for a second. I think there's other players in this league, if we're being fair. There's other players in this league that you could insert for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And if they had a couple of their brothers on the roster, if they were talking about, I think Giannis is scooting just a little bit on his reputation and his personality here. I want to point that out, that if, Billy and Tito Durant were on the Suns and he was saying the same things in the media, I think people would be, if Bob and Tom Harden were on the Sixers, and again, I think we got to be fair here, but for me, it's it's Milwaukee. I'll put Portland second, and I recognize that the Suns did this for depth, and also I don't think Ayton's ever been right with them for the last couple of years, but I would still put them third.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the order I have. It goes Bucks, Blazers, Suns. The one factor on the Suns that I don't know if we can measure, and I wouldn't know internally, is you said it perfectly earlier. I think they had lost Ayton the day that they matched the Pacers offer.
Yeah.
So he played another year. It felt like they've been ready to move him. And, something at some point, someone, and maybe even Sam or someone will do a think piece about the amount of players that have been traded that have been with Kevin Durant. Makes me just wonder a little bit. I mean, like, hey, here's this team of Kyrie, Harden, and Durant. And then they move Harden. And then they ultimately move Kyrie. Then he gets moved. And it's like, oh, Chris Paul now goes. Oh, here goes. I mean, high-profile people.
Yeah.
Just makes me wonder.
Well, speaking of Jason Ross, bad cop. Question 3.
Question 3.
Devin Booker is the one remaining player on the Suns roster from their finals appearance 3 years ago. Are the Suns doing the right thing?
I think we need to pause.
Yeah.
They were just in the finals. Devin Booker's the last man standing.
They swept the Nuggets.
Dude, that is a turnaround. And that's not like rebuilding a bad team. You just straight up rebuilt a finals this far away from a championship team.
Yeah.
And Booker's the last man standing.
And the team you faced, what? Milwaukee still has obviously Giannis, Middleton, Lopez, Connaughton, Portis. It may end there, but I mean, there's a lot more, right? I mean, there's way more than Phoenix.
I would venture a guess that if from that finals date till now, I don't even know if there's a close second to the turnover the Suns have had. When you talk about, I mean, the Kings have more players on their team from then than the Suns do. I'm pretty sure.
One more. At least.
There you go. Double.
Right. Fox and Barnes.
Was Mitchell?
Yeah, who's the third longest tenured King? It's probably Mitchell.
It's Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So. That is funny. Also, somebody asked if Giannis
Alex Len in a weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
you think the Bucks? Dwayne wants to know if the Bucks made this trade to counter Nimi Keita going to Boston. Could be. Are they doing the right thing? Here's my waffle answer. We'll see.
Yeah,
because they had a finals team with Devin Booker and friends. Things change. Things happen. Personality is great. Sometimes it's like a marriage. Sometimes you get married. Everyone's in love when they get married. And how do you ever get divorced? Well, because you graded on each other. And basketball, being a team, it's a little bit of a marriage. You're married to these people for 6-7 months out of the year. You see them more than your families do in most cases, and sometimes that grates. We'll see, but maybe arguably more pressure on the Suns this year as much than any other team in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to rethink this later, but if they came back, remember they traded for Durant in the season. So if they had a full season of Durant, Booker, Ayton, Chris Paul, some sort of combination of that, I think they would have been a major threat in the West. Now they have Durant, Booker, Beal, and a bunch of other players. I still think they're a huge threat in the West. I don't know if it's better. It's a we'll see. You're right.
Nurkic,
he's fine. But I think Ayton's better.
I agree. You're probably, I mean, I don't even know where you put Grayson Allen in there because they got Josh Okogie right now as their small forward.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon. Bol. Bring on the Bol era. We'll take a break.
Chimezie Metu.
God, we're so late. Jeez, sorry, Kelly Brothers. Chimezie Metu, that's right. When we come back, we're running late. We'll extend a little bit with Kelly Brothers, sports, business topics, and more. Sactownsports.com.
NFC West rival Arizona heads to Santa Clara
to take on the 49ers at Levi Stadium.
Pregame starts at 12:25, followed by kickoff at 1:25 on Sactown Sports and Sactownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the day and another beautiful day in Northern California. Plenty of sunshine expected with highs today peaking in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
The top-ranked Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday night at 6 as they host Northern Arizona. It is Pink Night at Hornet Stadium, so wear your pink and get loud. Stick around after the game for post-game fireworks, and don't miss Sacramento's hottest team in action. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Don't miss any of the action all year as the Hornets swarm the Big Sky in search of a fourth straight Big Sky championship. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health Sacramento different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple, to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your free T-check and exam and save $199 today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit us at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
We welcome you back, Sactown Sports. I told you we got some fantastic feedback for our next segments, and we appreciate that because Kelly Brothers is not just a fine-looking young man, but also so very recognizable from all his years anchoring over at our content partner, KCRA, his work on radio here as well. Very recognizable face, voice, and also big brain behind those good looks as well. We welcome him in each and every Thursday. Kelly, it's Dave and Jason. I see that you are, I believe, back in Northern California.
I am, David. Dave, you know why I got out of anchoring full time, don't you?
I do not.
High definition.
Hey, for real, didn't that? We've got a couple of TV friends too. Did when that happened, when it went to HD 4K or whatever for TV people, of which we are not, obviously I'm not, for TV people, is that like a thing that kind of some people freak out about? Do you have to add more powder layers, whatever? That's a big deal, isn't it?
No one wants to get old in high definition, Dave. No one. No one wants other people on a 56-inch screen looking into their pores. You know? No, it's always been. I joke, but it is kind of true. Dave, last week I was in. I wanted to mention. As you know, last week I was in beautiful South Bend, Indiana. The game was an awesome game. Did not end the way I would have liked, but still just an incredible college football weekend. But I did see the full effect. I wanted to talk just for a moment about the Taylor Swift effect.
Woof.
Because on game day, Ohio State, Notre Dame, the get-in price on any of the broker or StubHub or any of the ones that you choose was over $1,000, the highest it has been for any college football game in the history of college football. Wow. And I really think that Taylor Swift has kind of blown the roof off what people consider to be a reasonable price for a ticket when you see what people paid to get into her stadiums. And then this morning, I see that the Chiefs are reporting 3x, triple interest in Chiefs tickets has more than tripled this week. Because you do have people who they don't know Patrick Mahomes from a pumpkin, but if Taylor Swift is in the building, they want to be there. And so that was an interesting note that came out of the Chiefs this morning.
Well, and Kelly, I don't know when that'll stop because it feels like at some point that would cool off. But Dave and I were talking about stories earlier this week about Travis Kelce's impact of social media followers, jersey sales. This Taylor Swift effect obviously is real, and I don't know of another comp in recent memory of someone that could impact financially the world like this.
No, I don't know that you can overstate it, Jason. I mean, it's not just financial, which financial is huge. It's huge for the Chiefs right now. Taylor doesn't need any more money, but I mean, she just had the most successful tour in history, and it's going to continue. But she's also impacting voter rolls. If she tells people to go out and register to vote, people are doing it. So she has an incredible impact on her fan base, maybe more than we've ever seen before from any of them.
Well, and the rumors, nobody knows, we're not TMZ here, but you wonder, well, how serious is this? And are they really? I got to be honest. I'm thinking, and nobody said this yet, I'm thinking by the end of the month, if not next month, there's going to be a marriage proposal. And hear me out. It was just announced that she's going to be in New York to watch the Kansas City Chiefs game this weekend as well on Sunday Night Football. And if you're willing to go to Kansas City and watch the Bears and follow that up with a New York trip to see the Jets, you're in love with your boyfriend.
Yeah, there's either going to be a marriage or there's going to be a great album. I was trying to think of all the words that rhyme with Kelsey for her next album, but I couldn't come up with them. No,
you dropped the ball, Travis. There's going to be a breakup diss track for sure.
It is, out of all the players in the NFL, I don't know that I would have picked Travis Kelsey as the most likely suitor, but what do I know?
Yeah. Kelly, how about another big sporting event is coming up this weekend, the Ryder Cup. I know for us here in the States, just odd timing as far as when we're able to watch it, but still golf's one of their great events that happens every 2 years. What's the financial impact we're talking about with this?
Jason, first of all, I have to, my son is doing a semester abroad, and yesterday he lets me know, Dad, I found a ticket to Sunday at the Ryder Cup.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, hey, when your son is actually checking stuff off of my personal bucket list, I'm getting offended.
Yeah.
But Ryder Cup is interesting in that it is incredibly intense. It is incredibly real, and the participants do not get a penny, not a penny. So, I mean, yes, they're treated well. Yes, they get the flight over and they get all the clothes and they, everything, all expenses are covered, but they each get about $100,000 to push toward their favorite charity or charities. But that's it. It's all about pride. I tried to figure out where all the money goes because it makes an awful lot of money for broadcast rights. I couldn't get a clear answer on that, but the players aren't getting it. They are just there for the camaraderie and the chance to play on a team sport for maybe the first time in some of their lives.
Yeah, and that's not going to last. At some point, somebody's going to be like, hold on a second. We're unless we don't know and all the money goes towards like helping disadvantaged kids, people with disabilities. If it ends up going, we're like 99% of the money is going to these awesome charities. Okay, then I get it. But I think we all know it's not number one. Number two, to your point, Kelly, here's what I find fascinating, and I looked for numbers on this. I couldn't find them. You talk about the TV packages. Now, I'm a Ryder Cup honk. I'm going to watch as much as I can, even though it's going against the NFL on Sunday. But more importantly, the matches are starting tonight at 10:30 p.m. Because this is in Europe, they're 8-9 hours ahead. A lot of this stuff is going to happen like when the Olympics are somewhere on another continent. It's going to happen not in prime time. It's going to be starting at 2:30, 3 a.m. By the time a lot of people wake up, it will be done. And with social media and the internet and blah, 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 unless you just shut down and DVR everything, you're getting it spoiled. So I don't know what the numbers are, Kelly, but I got to imagine it's a massive ratings impact between having this in the United States or somewhere similar time zone wise and having this in Europe.
And yet, Dave, I think you're right, but I also think our players love going onto foreign soil and winning the Ryder Cup there. I think they love quieting the crowd. The other interesting thing is, it's in Italy. Italy's known for 1,000 things. It's not known for golf, but it's outside of Rome. And it's obviously this is only every 2 years they have the event. So every 4 years you're in either the US or Europe. And by the way, quick local tie and a shout out. There's a young guy by the name of John Wood. He was a great local golfer, and then he was a caddy on the PGA Tour. He's from Sacramento. I'm sorry, Dave, he's a Jesuit high school grad, but he is part of the broadcast team for NBC this week. He's a caddy who moved to broadcasting, which is kind of cool.
Kelly, how about we all, at least media always likes to report about a good feud. Do we patch it up here with Lululemon and Peloton? What's going on there?
Oh, please tell me they did. I've been nervous about this for years.
Dave, I love when you wear Lulu stretch pants.
I love it. They're so comfortable.
It's a good visual for me, too.
There's no one who looks better, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They signed a 5-year deal, digital content going to Lulu, and Lulu becomes the official apparel maker for Peloton. The interesting thing to this, guys, was that the co-founder of Peloton and the chief product officer abruptly announced his resignation on Wednesday and walked out. And on Thursday, the deal was cut. So obviously he wasn't on board with this, and they decided, no, if we have a chance to partner with Lulu, we're going to partner with Lulu. Peloton obviously was the darling of the lockdowns, but quickly lost favor once things opened back up.
In this day and age, Kelly, it's the world we live in. We like to celebrate addictions when they're pushed on us, and I got to think it would make a ton of news if you were somehow able to use your phone and you hit a button and you hold it up, and out of the plug, the charger comes a shot of Jack Daniels or a joint of weed or a cigarette. But here we are in a world now where you've got basketball arenas being built on the side of casinos. In the news last week, we talked about, Jason, that now there is a betting app, and soon to be many, where you can actually watch the NFL while they have live betting screens up there. So, ruining families one day at a time, unless you're good at it, and we're all happy for it. Let's go.
Yeah, and there's one happening close to us, the Grand Sierra, building a 10,000-seat venue up in Reno that is also going to be home to UNR's basketball team. Obviously, Vegas has had, great success with the arena they built there. UNLV uses it, but they use it for what used to be the Pac-12 tournament anyway in basketball. And it's one of the arenas they use in Vegas. So you're right. There's the combination of gambling and casinos and sports. It is not over yet. It started with like Mohegan Sun on the East Coast, and it has just spread like wildfire. So it is up. Hey, I wanted to mention something about podcasting too. I saw recently, because I find it very interesting. I'd love to listen in. AI is changing podcasting, guys, so fast. Spotify now says that they'll be able to take their podcasts. Think about your favorite voices. I don't care if it's Stephen A. Smith or Mad Dog Russo or whoever.
Jason Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Think of that. But they're going to be able to take that and convert it to multiple other languages in the host's voice. So
what?
Yes. They'll be able to, AI is going to be able to take podcasts, convert to multiple other languages in the voice of the host.
Okay.
You're going to play with that. I already know it, Dave.
Number one, 100%.
Yeah.
Number two, you're looking at the wrong guy. Look behind you at Verlaud. Number three, I dislike this in so many ways, and I'm just going to give you the first example off the top of my head. And let me bring it down a notch, because I'm actually about to get a little bit serious here. Oh, wow. Did you hear that clip of Jason Ross saying the slur the other day? I've got tape on it. Or, okay, because that's terrible. Obviously, he didn't, but AI, look, that's Jason Ross's voice. We've got it on tape. Or secondly, and this is arguably worse, the guy that did say all the slurs or the terrible things or the whatever, no, that was AI. I didn't do that. Like, they're going to have, this is not going, there are so many benefits to it. And I'm not one of those, AI is going to kill us all. It's like the Terminator. I'm not one of those people. But this always happens with new technology. It comes out, it's like, wow, this is great. And then, we didn't think about that. There are a lot of, between deep fakes, deepfake video, AI voices, there's a lot of scary things, and I don't ever want to say anything offensive, because I never do. B, even if I do, I don't want it in other languages. I don't want it in any language, and here we are. That's going to happen soon.
It is, and the sad part is, guys, the group of people charged with coming up with the rules and regs and all this, they're still searching for the Google. Literally, the people they literally have, they have no hope of understanding some of the ramifications of all this. Yeah. None. But you're right. It is. But still, come on, Dave. I mean, listening to Shannon Sharp in German, come on. You got to admit, that could be fantastic.
I choose to listen to Skip in a different language.
Oui, Skip. Kelly Brothers joins us each and every Thursday. This is a fact. You know this. My dad's favorite segment.
Yes,
he texted me, said this is his, no offense to any of our other guests, favorite segment. So, Kelly, you are number one in the dad segment.
Man. Well, cheers to your dad. Cheers to your dad. That's all I got to say. Guys, great to see you both. We'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
Thank you,
Kelly. That is Kelly Brothers. We're way late for a break. When we return, we'll get a little bit in on the more Lillard fallout. Also, what's going on with James Harden? And, this guy says he's healthy this year and ready to go. No, not Ben Simmons. We'll tell you next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Choosing a financial advisor is not an easy decision, but when done right, the relationship can span decades and generations. I'm Kelly Brothers with Cap Trust. At Cap Trust, wealth management is not just about retirement planning, it's also about the legacy left behind. Cap Trust is an independent, employee-owned retirement advisory firm that is committed to always act in our clients' best interests. Find us at captrust.com, offices in Sacramento, Roseville, and Folsom. This advertisement does not constitute a solicitation, investment advice, legal advice, or recommendation to invest in any securities. Cap Trust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. Every branch working together. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. And now through November, purchase Certainty with Beacon Pro Plus, web or app, and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, with the A's finishing the season on the road, including 3 against the Twins in Minneapolis, it's a reminder that the Twins have lost 18 consecutive postseason games, including 3 against the A's in the 06 Division Series. And who can forget Frank Thomas's 2-homer game in Game 1 and Mark Kotsay's game-winning inside-the-park home run in Game 2 at the Metrodome. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Michael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Our thanks to Kelly Brothers for joining us.
I was just in there, by the way, Dave, with Chris.
Yeah.
And he said he was like so excited. He said, "Oh man, I've got a great cut from that interview." And I went,
Oh God,
I'm nervous. So
can we just say, Chris saying I have a great cut is the exact same thing as when my wife says to me, I think it's funny when it's never funny. She never thinks it's funny. It's the opposite. So when Chris says I have a great cut, I get the same vibes.
To be fair, I said this is a drop I'm going to use forever.
he did say that. Sorry. Well, we got to hear it. Right?
You got to hear it. Wow, this is great.
And by the way, why did you put my name as your example? Oh, Jason Ross, he makes a slur. I'm like, hey.
Why you say F me for?
I hope this sounds right.
Be careful.
I know.
We have training today.
I use you as an example a lot of times for terrible things.
Yeah.
Because you're like the least likely person in the world to do anything terrible.
You did that to the boss yesterday. You're like, oh no, it was him. I won't say what it was,
right.
But like it's him. He's like, it's not.
It's not.
He knew. He's like, no, it's really him. You don't know. And he's like, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
No, I did. I tried to throw you under the bus, but that's easy because that's exactly why. Because no one will ever believe that. Oh, okay. Now, if I was like, torturing puppies like Christopher Laud used to do, and they'll be like, did he have? I think Dave was joking with you. It's Kawhi Leonard says he is fully healthy along with Paul George. Now, to be fair, of course, it wasn't Kawhi Leonard that said that because he does not speak. But the Clippers said that. They said they're both fully healthy entering next week's training camp.
He's load managing media day.
Wouldn't that be great if only
so
one
great.
of them, this is great. Dang it.
Not there for pictures.
I also, and everyone has an ego, including our owner of the team, chairman of the team, Vivek Ranadive, who I saw he was doing an Instagram video, I think, at the practice facility yesterday. Already here and excited. Vivek, I'm just saying this. You've done a lot of great things, but Steve Ballmer's got you on this one. And I know you're competitive. I know it's and by the way, I don't even know if this is a Vivek thing. It might be a Monty thing. You know more than I probably. But the key part of this here that affects us, I think the most important part of this article on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, is that Lawrence Frank said they were both fully healthy. That is the team president of basketball operations, entering next week's training camp in Hawaii. Vivek, you're kind of lagging, dude. I think training camp I think they should have training camp in a beautiful location. Not that Sacramento is.
Because?
Well, because obviously if they're over there, we need to cover it. Not because I want to, because we have to. So, for example, if the Kings were doing training camp in Hawaii, I feel like they'd be doing media day in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We have to go.
They used to, this is pre maybe late 80s. I know there was a time where the Kings did have training camp.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Didn't there also used to be a big man camp over there too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Pete Newell's big man
Yes.
camp. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
How about we go international, Costa Rica?
It's too humid.
Too humid.
Too humid.
That's what you don't want anybody pulling any hammies.
Well, that's fair. I love going down that area
because Hawaii's
nice and dry. I know.
How about Yuba City?
Home of the Honkers.
Yeah.
Just there 2 days ago. My son's soccer game.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. I think we should. I think everybody can get behind that.
Yeah.
Also, added bonus, there's a few media members I'd love to see on a Hawaiian vacation. I just think would be fun. Like,
really?
Oh, come on. Sean Cunningham in a Hawaiian shirt would be amazing. I want to see Shauna. I just want to see. I don't
know either.
This is great. I want to see Sean on a Hawaiian vacation. I think Sean would get sunburned in 4 minutes.
He probably would.
Sean would have a giant hat.
Sean with a giant hat. Not a giant hat.
No,
a
huge hat. And Sean would be the guy whose entire nose is completely white from sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sean
protected.
Just completely protected. All right, inside baseball there. Sorry, but that would be funny. What's going on? What are we doing with James Harden now?
Yeah, because that was a potential. Well, I have read, and Sam will join us later. I've read that, look at Philadelphia as a possible place for Jrue Holiday.
Return to Philadelphia.
So, but, you don't want Harden then going to Port. Like, there's some moving parts here.
I mean,
because I felt like of the people that expressed a desire to be traded, Harden was more pressing.
I agree.
Like, I don't think Lillard would have been a problem if somehow he stayed in Portland. I think
he wouldn't have been. James Harden's they've already said he's not going to go to, he's not reporting for media day or any of that stuff.
I think Lillard would have been there. He's traded now, but if we get to next week and Lillard was still a Blazer, he would have been there. I believe.
I think so.
And now I think he'll go to Milwaukee and everything's just fine. But Harden, that's an issue. And I don't know how Philly, if they're closer, who's blinking first, who's interested. We all know the Clippers are. It works straight across?
It works straight across.
Oh, yeah.
Jrue Holiday for James Harden.
Okay. Makes sense for Philly. Does it for Portland? Because then they have to do another deal.
They do?
Well, Portland doesn't want James Harden.
No, I'm thinking that's
or just like
that's a cap thing.
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking. If they did that, that's and you. I mean, I don't think Philly's going to throw in draft picks. If anything, Philly's going to want more back because Morey is going to way overvalue James Harden. But I mean, that's you put Scoot Henderson and James Harden in the backcourt for a year with Shaedon Sharpe and DeAndre Ayton and. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's a
Chris Murray.
That's a yes.
Yeah,
that's an interesting mishmash.
Yeah,
and then Harden goes and sulks in the Pacific Northwest, which he completely fit in because it's all gray and gloomy and grunge music and stuff. So he can just be sad and emo about playing for Portland for a year and then bang his
beard even longer,
even just so like total Rip Van Winkle beard, like down to his feet, and just he's like going up for a dunk and someone's face is covered with this giant beard, and then he's gone, and then he can go play wherever the hell he wants. Yeah, now you're Portland's problem. And look, James is a little strange, right?
Strange Harden.
Also, I want to be careful here, but we all know James enjoys the clubs and stuff. My buddy once told me that
I have also heard this.
Yeah, you have heard this. So I've got a friend who has been to the clubs in Portland before. I'm talking about those clubs, and they're actually, no joke, quite legendary. Up that Portland has a very good club scene up there, and RC Cola that they serve at them. I heard. So maybe there's more to this. Don't forget. Don't sleep on it. We called it here first.
Okay.
James Harden for Jrue Holiday. We'll take a break. When we come back, you want to talk to Sam?
I do.
You want to talk to Sam for an extended?
I do.
As long as he's okay with it, we're okay with it. We'll do that in just 2 minutes on Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the day and another beautiful day in Northern California. Plenty of sunshine expected with highs today peaking in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
It's the model year-end sales event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In that trade with the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trailblazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamari Kamara, and Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, as well as an unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Today's show brought to you by the letter E.
There you go.
The letter E. It's for everyone. By the way, saw this trivia question. Do you know what commonly used word is always spelled wrong or most often spelled wrong?
No.
It's wrong. 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140. Sam
Where'd you
Amick.
get that fact from the...
Sam Amick joining us in just a moment. Sam from The Athletic. God, you know what? This is where I almost just, in my mind, I just about rolled into it. Sam from The Athletic, 21 different flavors. It's just one of those days. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Christopher Ladd. If you've all been asking, look, if you're wondering why, First off, I'm just wearing a golf shirt. I'm not dressed up. I'm wearing a golf shirt and a ball cap. So, but apparently,
ball cap.
You're going golfing. No, I'm just wearing a ball. I know that's kind of an old man thing. And you're dressed up. You have a thing this afternoon. So
yeah, unfortunately, I have to go to a funeral.
Yeah.
So that's not fun.
No fun in funeral.
Nope.
I mean, technically, spelling wise, but yeah, you get yeah. So all right.
Awkward?
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be. We'll celebrate.
Celebrate. Yeah, I like that more, right? Like a celebration of life and all that.
Yeah.
Although I did go to one once, and this wasn't that long ago. It was like 2 years ago. I went to one once, and it really was like I almost say like a party, like it was a rager, but like a celebration and all that.
Those can be weird too. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah.
I felt like kind of awkward because everyone's laughing and joyous and joking and all that. And I get it. Like, look, dude, do whatever you want that makes you feel good. It's all about the family. I totally understand that. I just felt awkward. Like, am I supposed to like really laugh? Like, somebody jokes and I say something, I laugh, and then I'm like, oh God, this whole thing feels disrespectful to me, but it's their wishes. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. So I just sat in the corner and ate a lot of food. Jason.
There you go.
Also coming up later, 4 Down Territory, where we've got to look ahead a little bit. Remember, there's Thursday night football tonight, and we will celebrate that with what to watch. We'll get into that. I'm a little excited about Lions Packers.
I think so. I think it has an opportunity to be a really good game. And look, it's Thursday night football. It's not usually or it can sometimes not give you the best football because of the short amount of prep, but look, it's still football, and we've got it. And we've got Sam Amick.
We've got ourselves an Amick. Sam Amick, fresh off of his vacationing, I think, joining us right now on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline to hang out and talk about the trade heard around the NBA, I guess, and so much more. Sam, good morning. It's Dave and Jason. Hi.
Good morning, Dave and Jason. I get up, I brush my hair for you. I'm ready to go on video. So disappointed, but that's all right.
Well,
I don't get to see your smiling faces.
Is that our fault or your fault? I don't know. Is it on our end?
It's ours.
Oh, it's ours. Okay. Chris says it's on our end. Sorry, Sam.
You did me a favor because I normally don't get presentable until midday. So appreciate you.
Also, I can tell Sam's back because drunk neighbor John's in the chat, and I haven't seen him in months.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, he's wasted no time.
I really haven't. I haven't heard from drunk neighbor John in a long time. Sam, we were this is a true story. We talked about it earlier. We were in a big corporate training when the Lillard news broke. So when that breaks for you, obviously it's all stop, and it made me think of you coming in. Like, do you remember an example, perhaps? And I know you're plugged in, and a lot of times you're breaking these moves, but is there an example that comes to mind of where something like this breaks, and it is not the time for you to have to drop everything and work?
So top of mind, this is a very long time ago, but I'm on the right station to retell this story, is that Kevin Martin got an extension with the Kings. And back then it was just a massive amount of money. And it's still, to regular folks like us, it is. But remember, 5 years, $55 million. And somebody was trying to be helpful and help me break it. But I was on a cruise ship in Alaska.
Oh, no.
And I think I still got it, but I was, I think for some reason I was like not even on the top of the ship. I was like in the bowels of the ship in the room, just trying to deal with no cell signal and get back to the glacier watching and whale watching and stuff like that. So, you have things break at strange times. This one, to pivot to this latest trade, my favorite part of it was that, it breaks. I was definitely surprised. I had looked into this a lot the day before, and they kept the Bucks, situation pretty quiet. So David Aldridge, the legendary Hall of Famer from our place, wanted to do a roundtable discussion to react to the trade. And the way that works writing wise is we basically say, hey, sounds good. We start a Google Doc, and then you kind of both dive in and start writing. But I told David, like, hey, I need a few minutes. If you want to take a crack at the lead, the top of the story, go ahead. I'll be back in a little bit. So I go back and I see that David wrote all this stuff about how an old editor of his used to love what he called the holy SH stories, right? Like the ones that shock you. And it was so great that he had written this colorful lead about holy SH stories because, my exact reaction to this trade, and this is documented on my phone, is I texted our Bucks beat writer and I said, holy SH. And I texted somebody with Damian's camp and said, holy SH. All over the place. I was having that reaction. So this one, this was on the short list of surprises.
For Dame, Sam, on this, were they saying the same thing? Because obviously he was clear in what he wanted, at least his intentions were Miami. Then you hear Toronto. Milwaukee comes out of nowhere. Obviously he'll go. He'll be a part of a great team. But what do you think Lillard's camp's reaction is to this?
Well, Mr. Ross, I will direct, fans and readers to our latest story that just went up a little bit ago. We've got a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff on kind of answering that question. And the answer is that there was no holy SH from Dame because, he and his agent, Aaron Goodwin, had a lot to do with pushing it this direction. So if you go back to mid-September, there had been a fair amount of acrimony between the two camps, the Blazers and Dames. Media day is getting closer. The uncomfortableness is getting, increased. And mid-September, Joe Cronin, the Blazers GM, essentially stops responding to all communication from Damian's people and kind of hunkered down and clearly decided, all right, I'm just ignoring you guys. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to call all these teams. So he starts making calls and trying to figure out what he's going to do here. But once that, they essentially realized at that point, Damian's people and Damian, that Miami was not happening. That for whatever reason, the trade itself, but also they thought it felt kind of personal, that the Blazers and Joe were determined not to send him where he wanted to go. So then they started exploring, which other places would he be okay going to. And the Milwaukee one was certainly on the short list. So Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Miami ultimately were the three that he was comfortable with. Toronto was not on that list, which I think ultimately is why they didn't put their best foot forward trade-wise. But I love the trade in terms of for one, we should have seen it coming. Sure, he wanted Miami. We joke about the beach and South Beach and all that. But this guy's a hooper, and he wants to win a championship. And the genius of this trade is that, say what you will about Milwaukee, which I actually enjoy quite a bit as a city, but it's not Miami. It doesn't matter. This guy just got put next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's going to have the championship opportunity that he always dreamed of. And like he tweeted yesterday, he's pretty happy about it.
Sam Amick of The Athletic joining us. Sam, you mentioned the genius of the trade. And one of the angles here I'm really interested in is, did Giannis Antetokounmpo have a massive effect on this happening? You'll remember, what was it, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, the big story was his re-signing wasn't guaranteed, that he wanted the team to be going in a championship direction, and he wanted to be shown that. And this seems, whether it's coincidental or not, that this is kind of the shot back across the bow from the team, if you will, saying, yeah, we're dead serious, dude. We just got you Dame Lillard. For sure. I mean, the power dynamics in this league never cease to intrigue me and entertain me, and this is a big time one. So Giannis does an interview with the New York Times where he just plainly states that he's not sure that he wants to be in Milwaukee for the long haul unless they're winning titles. So he applies pressure in that interview. Does another podcast visit with a show called 48 Minutes. I don't know the relationship between Giannis and those individual guys, but bottom line, he's on there for 45 minutes. He is just talking and talking and talking, repeats some of the same stuff that he wants a championship and Milwaukee needs to keep pushing. So the part that I think we missed is and I wrote this, is okay, was he speaking holistically and just philosophically, or what now appears to have been happening, in my opinion, is he knew that Dame was a possibility. And I do believe that he was trying to implore the team to do that. Now,
that's informed speculation at this point. Sure. I need to kind of, get more intel on that. But I was told for sure that, that Giannis, there had been some communication between Giannis and Dame at some point during this process. I mean, Dame has tweeted in the past about, he had a fan ask him one time, if there was one player that you would love to play with to try to win a championship, who would it be? And he said Giannis. Like, there's a mutual admiration there. And it's funny to me because, listen, John Horst, who most listeners have never even heard of, is the GM of the Bucks. And, that dude has got stones for days, in my opinion, because he has now answered Giannis's first pressure application a few years ago by trading for Jrue Holiday and winning a championship. And it's really the same sort of like context and scenario where there were questions about Giannis signing a supermax. They went out, they got Jrue with no guarantees that Giannis was going to sign the extension, but that trade absolutely put him over the edge and compelled him to sign that deal. They're obviously hoping that this does the same thing. And if I had to guess, it probably will, but we'll see.
Sam Amick of The Athletic joining us. Sam, you mentioned Jrue Holiday seems to be a really coveted piece here. Portland gets him. They kind of had to do that, but it seems like that's going to be short-lived. What are we looking at as potential landing spots for Holiday? Listen, first of all, it's a cold world in the NBA. I just can't get it out of my head that it's like this guy was a massive part of their championship, played so well against the Suns in the finals. And it's like the second that he could be the means to an end as far as flipping, and doing a deal that keeps Giannis, then Jrue's the one that ends up paying the price, and he was quoted, I'm sure you guys saw just yesterday in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, did an interview talking about how he never wanted to play anywhere else. He clearly, I think, saw this coming. And that was all my attempt at stalling, Jason, so I could answer your question. Because this was some Shams' intel from the piece. I mean, playoff, well, you know what? It's actually not in the piece. So playoff contenders are going to be in the mix. I mean, you hear, I forgot that we actually chose not to write a few individual teams just because the landscape is probably going to be pretty wide, if that makes sense. But, Sixers and Heat are a couple that come to mind. Keep an eye on Utah. Jrue is a guy that, okay, sure, he's had some playoff struggles offensively, but and he got his backside handed to him by Jimmy Butler in the first round of the playoffs last year, which obviously I think that played a part in the Bucks' willingness to part ways with him because that was just a bad series for Jrue. But he's a fantastic player who's still, I think, only 32. And a guy that is a two-way player. Had a 50-point game last year, averaged almost 20. So the market is going to be, I think, pretty robust. But I do wonder the age component. Like I saw some debate online about who's, the value of a Jrue Holiday versus what the Heat would have given the Blazers and Tyler Hero. Now, in terms of players, Tyler Hero can't touch Jrue Holiday, but the age thing matters. And so, it's like how many teams feel like they are so close to contending that they could do something like that. This is just me talking, but I wonder about the Clippers. They're laser focused on James Harden, but if Philly is going to be stubborn there, if that thing isn't transpiring the way they want it to, is there anything that could get done there? They probably don't have the pieces, but he's, like we saw a couple of years ago with the Bucks, he's the type of guy that can get you over the top.
Well, let me ask you just to expand a little bit if there's anything to expand on, because we asked that earlier. Okay, Lillard's out of the way. Now it's James Harden. Doesn't appear Harden has the value Lillard does around the league. I could be wrong. But is there anything to maybe, was the NBA world waiting for one domino to fall before the others go? Could we see an increase between training camp around the corner and the Lillard deal going through? Do you expect to see movement on Harden? And if so, last part of the question, seems like the Clippers are very Miami-ish, if you will, on James Harden.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And I think what you mean is that they want the player, but they will not be desperate for the player.
Right.
And ultimately, and they both feel like they have really good teams without the player. Now, it's easy to say that as a leverage tactic. But the Heat, I think, are taking some lumps today for not only missing out on Damian Lillard, but watching him go to a rival in the East. And so if you're the Clippers, be careful, because I don't know where James is going to go, but if you go somewhere else in the West and you're a little farther back in the pack, then maybe you pay the price for that. I don't know if this will speed anything up, though, because it is seemingly just, it's just the Clippers and the Sixers. I don't know of any other teams that are truly involved or interested. I do think James's market is less than Dame's because of the baggage that comes with his last couple of years, who he is as a teammate, things of that nature. But it's an interesting one too, because I guess to bring it back to the Bucks and Giannis guys, like Giannis and Embiid were the two superstars where the entire league was essentially keeping its powder dry because you wondered if these guys were going to ask out at some point. So it felt like that suppressed the market on Dame. Maybe it suppressed the market on Harden. Now the Bucks obviously flipped the script and said, you know what, we're going to be, preemptive here and go all in to keep Giannis away from everybody. So now it's just a question of, do people keep their powder dry for Embiid? I think they probably do. I don't think there's much of an impact on the Harden stuff. Also, Daryl Morey, the Sixers GM, to me, I think he's going to push this thing deep into the season, potentially, like he did with Ben Simmons a couple of years ago. I'm actually going out to Sixers training camp next week and very curious to see, what that looks like. They're going to be out in Colorado, of all places. But obviously the spotlight now turns in that direction.
Sam, another layer of this, Phoenix was the third team involved, and I think the name that is intriguing is them parting ways with DeAndre Ayton, who was a starting center on that team in the championship against the Bucks. So they've moved on from Paul, they've moved on from Ayton. We know that they've added a lot there, but what are your thoughts on them being so willing to move on from their young number one pick?
Yeah, I mean, they targeted, it's funny, they targeted Nurkic in a pretty serious way. And I'm really curious to see if he's as good a fit as they think he's going to be. And, Matt Ishbia, the new Suns owner, is extremely involved. James Jones is the head of the front office. Isaiah Thomas is unofficially very influential out there. And so that group appears to have targeted Nurkic as a big that they think fits much better with their superstars. Basically the idea that Ayton was a really good pick and roll player, but Nurkic's size and his ability to essentially help all these shooters get off and create space is something that they liked more with Nurkic than Ayton. But also I think the history with DeAndre and the years of him kind of a little bit being 1 foot in, 1 foot out as far as his happiness level, I'm sure played a part. The Grayson Allen addition is a good one. They wanted depth, and it's not sexy, but they between free agency where they added a bunch of pretty high quality pieces with minimum contracts, and then this trade, which I think is sneaky good. Nothing too crazy, but I think it's making them better. And we are kind of forgetting that amidst all the talk about these other superstars, the Suns have got a bunch, and they're trying to win the whole thing too.
Sam Amick with us. Last question. And, I want this to be a two-way street. You come on, you give us great intel. You're a national writer that people are a huge name, huge get for us. Right. And so we're getting a lot of value out of this. I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to give you if I can, just an idea, but an idea for an article, a piece, if you will. You can file away for whenever. And this comes with the added effect of if you write it, you're going to anger a lot of people that you probably don't want to anger. Can we get a piece at some point? Because we were talking about this earlier. Devin Booker's the last guy on the team from the finals 3 years ago. He's the last guy. Can we someday get a piece? And I know there've been ones before, but from you, where we talk about new owners like Matt Ishbia coming in who have had success in whatever field they're in, and they're a disruptor and they do things their way, and they're going to come in and do the thing. Whether it was going back to Mark Cuban with the Dallas Mavericks. Vivek came in and fell right on his face and then dragged himself around the city in circles a few times before he's finally figured it out. The Steve Ballmer coming in and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. No, there is.
Why are you waiting so long to say Vivek's name?
I said, no, I just said Vivek. I said, no,
you did. I didn't hear Vivek.
No, he was my second example. No. I said he fell right on his face and dragged himself around the city a couple times before eventually, he's figured it out.
I got distracted.
So, yeah, see, there's this epidemic where many new owners come in and go, I'm doing it my way. And they fall flat on their faces. You say that Matt Ishbia it really wanted this guy. You're a mortgage broker, you moron. I mean, he's not a moron.
Former college basketball
Whatever.
player.
He's a mortgage guy, and he's hiring an Isaiah. Let me see where I've heard this before. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, Vivek and Chris Mullen. And I guarantee you there's 9 other examples of owners coming in and jocking up with a jock and going, I think, they're playing fantasy basketball, and it never works. How do I know the Suns aren't going to win it all this year? How do I know they're not going to make it the finals? Because every other time it doesn't. This experiment doesn't work, and Ishbia is going to screw this team up, which I'm fine with. In the meantime, because he's got we'll just call it NAD. No, it'd be NOD, new owner disease. Can we get a piece on that?
You got NADs? Okay. Yeah, I like the idea, and this is, I got to be careful with this. Sometimes my favorite part of coming on with you guys is that, I mean, with the internet, everything is global, right? Like I could say something on here and it could get aggregated, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
He just implied, by the way, that people around the world aren't already listening, but that's okay. We'll move on. That's fine.
I'm just saying that, I sometimes have this misconception in my head that it's just us talking in our little Sacramento corner.
Right. Good point.
But I will share some insight on that front. I was a little surprised yesterday when, unsolicited, some insight was shared with me from the direction of the Suns that Ishbia was very involved and Ishbia wanted Nurkic. And it was actually essentially shared in the kind of way that, feel free to share this with the world. Matt really, really is excited. Matt wanted this. And I highlight that because it's what does it tell you that, in my opinion, the motive behind framing the optics that way are probably tied to the fact that they've received a lot of criticism, including from me, about Isaiah Thomas's influence. But it's something's backwards when it's you're highlighting the owner's influence to distract from the former NBA player's influence. Yeah. And somewhere in there, the GM of the team is involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hear you. Now, I will say, I mean, okay, I get in general what you're talking about, and I know we have to go here, but he did go out and get Kevin Durant and and Bradley Beal.
Sam, sorry, hold on. I didn't mean. Hold on a second. We're in the middle of an interview. I'm getting a phone call.
Who is it?
Oh, it's Steve Nash on the Lakers. Oh yeah. Oh, that super team with all those veterans. Okay, Steve, I'm talking to Sam. Bye.
Years old.
What? How old is Durant?
Oh, stop it! You're questioning?
I know. You're right. It never works, Sam.
Yeah.
It never works.
Yeah. Devin Booker is a bad man. I'm going to say it might work because I actually think that he's going to be the glue. And I mean, they're going to be really good. And with all due respect to a friend and colleague, I saw this yesterday on Twitter. Cameron Salerno had a tweet about how he thought the Kings were going to win more games than the Suns. And I vehemently disagree with that take. I think the Suns are going to win a lot of games.
No, I agree with you. I think we could all say it at the same time. It just depends on the health. Always, but with that team,
sure.
It depends on the health. As we go, Sam, breaking Amick news, perhaps. I don't know if this is true or not, but we also have sources. We also have...
Oh, here comes John.
No,
right.
It doesn't have to be John. It could be other people that live next to you. But is there any truth to the rumor when the Lillard trade broke? For much of the time after the Lillard trade broke, you were having issues because a neighbor of yours was getting their pool worked on.
I was wondering if he was going to mention this. I joked with my wife. I was like, man, the benefits of having neighbors that you like. So the family that's having their pool put in, we're close with and care about deeply. So if it was someone I didn't like, it would be annoying. They're having a pool put in, but it was this pouring truck that didn't start until about 2 p.m. and went until about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
My office is in the front of the house. I wish I had a decibel level, meter. It was up there, and I'm taking calls in the office, dealing with, first of all, I haven't had work stress in a while. Sure. It's been a few months. And so I'm trying to put stories together. The brain's trying to catch up. So, these are the first world problems that come with working at home and covering the league. But yes, that did happen.
All right. Well, I speak for Jason and Christopher a lot, and the rest of you are in our thoughts and prayers. And good luck today. Sam, say hi to the family. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Be good.
Bye. And, that's a lot of crap he had to deal with. It's a lot of crap the Suns now had to deal with in getting all this done. And it's probably nothing like the crap you have to deal with in your backyard. And your dog's poops aren't solid. Hi, Carmichael Dave. Here to talk about solid poops. And Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food. Bark. Hey, Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food, going since 1972. Family owned and operated for 50 years. It's always good to go to a dog food commercial talking about dog poops right after Sam comes on. Makes sense. Organic seaweed. That's the secret ingredient. I guess it's not secret. I just divulged company secrets. Easy digestion. High protein, powerful antioxidants. Superfoods that help support healthy digestion and intestinal health. Now, you can get these in 6 different recipes. So you don't have to, wean your dog off of one and go to the other. You can just switch them up. See which flavor Fido loves the most. Fido. There has been a dog named Fido since 1984, by the way. 6 interchangeable recipes, as I said, complete and balanced nutrition, and so much more. Protein, powerful antioxidants, supports healthy digestion, maintains intestinal health, boosts the immune system. You have to jump through hurdles for this one. Safeway, SafeMart, Smart and Final, Winco, all has Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food, bark, on file. In stock. What do you mean on file? SupremeSourcePet.com for more information. Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food. Do more for your pooch's tummy than rub it. Bark. We'll take a break. When we come back, 4 Down Territory on SactownSports.com.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Ready for a sizzling football season? Take your game day parties to the next level with Napoleon Prestige Grills from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Fire up the grill and score big with mouth-watering burgers, juicy steaks, and finger-licking wings. Napoleon Prestige Grills bring the heat and come complete with a lifetime warranty. Get your ultimate game day companion today. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and elevate your tailgate experience with Napoleon Prestige Grills. Green Acres Nursery and Supply, your one-stop shop for grilling greatness this football season. Visit idategreenacres.com for the store near you. Game on! The city of Sacramento offers grass conversion rebates to help you replace your thirsty lawn with a naturally water-efficient landscape. Whether you own a home or business in Sacramento, you may be eligible. Learn more at sacwaterwise.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
You're faced with a long shot in the heavy rough. Now what? Jessica Marksberry writes in Golf Magazine that while hybrids have made these shots a bit easier to deal with, lengthy shots from heavy rough are still a significant challenge. Top 100 teacher Tina Toombs says the first thing you need is loft and a specific mindset over the ball. You need to hold onto the club firmer with your left hand to prevent the club from grabbing the grass. You can elect to play in the back of your stance or play it forward. Now, playing it forward makes the swing a bit steeper so it can stay open more and the ball comes out of the rough better. She says a 7-wood makes it easier than a hybrid for longer shots. The ball comes out low, but rolls a long way because of topspin. And if all else fails, she says bailing out is an option too, and there's no shame in taking your medicine to avoid compounding your initial error. If you're really not sure, take your 9-iron and get it out. Don't risk topping it and leaving it in the rough. Good luck out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The top-ranked Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday night at 6 as they host Northern Arizona. It is pink night at Hornet Stadium, so wear your pink and get loud. Stick around after the game for post-game fireworks, and don't miss Sacramento's hottest team in action. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Don't miss any of the action all year as the Hornets swarm the Big Sky in search of a 4th straight Big Sky championship. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Laud with your Sactown Sports Headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In that 3-team trade with the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trailblazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 of the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Jason, you brought up a good point as we were talking during the break that Sam kind of dropped, which is the whole personal aspect.
Yeah.
Maybe from Portland's side in this trade.
Yeah, because, I mean, again, Miami, and then he said, like, they really started stop talking to Dame and maybe even to Miami, because if the reports are true, what Miami was offering, you could argue what's better, but I don't know. It just feels like there was a total, like, no, we're not going to do that, and we'll still send you here, which is going to work out great for Dame, I think.
Sure.
I wonder if Miami has any regrets here.
I think it's twofold. Everyone's focusing right now on Miami didn't get Dame Lillard. Okay, cool. Well, Miami's still, finals team, still blah, blah, blah. It's not just about Miami didn't get Dame Lillard. It's that Milwaukee got Dame Lillard. So it's like, okay, well, you're not getting him. Cool. Yeah. We're going to give him to arguably your biggest competition along with the Celtics. And you remember the Celtics at one point, we talked about it weirdly last week.
They got rumored in there.
Yeah, they were the favorite in the betting circles for a minute. So there's so much leverage there and so much negotiating there and gamesmanship that it's not just about what Miami didn't get. It's about what their rival for the Eastern Conference Championship got.
And then you're reading stuff already, like people are talking about the Warriors, the Celtics, and these teams looking for Jrue Holiday.
Yeah.
I'm sure Miami would be interested, but if you couldn't get Dame and maybe if things are a little bit contention, there's some contention there, it makes you wonder if
Jrue Holiday at Miami be interesting.
Yeah, but if I don't know if those are calls that are, I don't know. Who knows how those work. I don't know if, and you got to believe that happens. Maybe that's a conversation at some point for Monty, but like when we talk to him again, it's, if you felt burned or slighted, like when does I still got to do my job. You still got to do your job. I'm not going to forget this.
No.
But I'm going to call you again, or is it like, no, I'm never dealing with that GM again?
I want us to ask that question. Let's remember it. I want to put on my McNair prediction vest.
Yeah.
And say, I'll bet you a bag of Supreme Source Super Premium dog food, bark, that Monty would say, hey, look, we're all humans, but at the end of the day, you do what's best for the team and never let that. If I were to allow personal to get it, then I wouldn't be doing it. It's going to be something like
I know. Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the right answer.
It's the right answer, but you wonder if there's.
What if he was like, yeah, if I don't like a guy, I'm not trading with him. I don't care. I want him gone.
Right.
I want him. I'm going to do everything I can.
I can't wait for a new GM to be there.
Right. And he actually names teams. Yeah. I don't like this guy, and this guy.
That's a better story.
So much better.
He won't do it, but that's a better story.
A much better story. Fredette territory. Give us a song. Yeah, I know.
Not me.
Give us I'm fine with that. Give us a Christopher Laud. Get ready. You got one more training today too, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in the front or the back today?
Way back.
He'll be in the way back. I'm doing everything I can to sit in the back. And I'm going to try to stand my ground today. In fact, what I think would be a good idea, because I got to sit in front for both, I think Chris and I should switch seats today.
That's not good.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that'd be great. That's up to Chris. Yeah. I'll leave that up to him. Fredette territory right now.
Week 4 starts tonight with the Thursday night football. Who you got, Packers or Lions?
Yeah.
What's that point spread? 3.5.
It's 2 for Detroit.
I figured Detroit was favored. They're at home, right?
I'm going to say Packers. I'm going to say Packers. I think the Lions are a little bit of a better team. If this was neutral ground, I think Lambeau's going to help out.
You're a cheesehead.
I am a secret cheesehead. So shout out to Katie Christensen, lifelong Packer fan.
I see what's happening.
I'll go Pack.
I'm going to take the Lions. I really thought you were taking Detroit. Yeah, I'm taking the home team. I think they are the better team. Though I'm starting to warm up to Jordan Love. So he's proven some things here.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I'm nothing against him.
I like the story.
Yeah.
He's patient, did his thing, kept quiet, and here we are.
But give me Detroit.
Second down.
The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their next 2 games in London. If you were a part of the Jags traveling party, would you make this a vacation?
Yeah.
I'm going to London.
Going to London, as a matter of fact. Wait a minute. They're playing their next 2 games in London? Oh, yeah. Hold on.
This weekend and next weekend.
Oh, man. I leave Sunday.
Oh, man. All out of cash.
Yes, of course. Come on, man. You got to go have some tea. Right. You got to see Buckingham Palace and Big Ben and eat crap food. And, Parliament. Yeah. Now you're saying, so you did that. I have not done the London thing yet.
It is packed.
Oh, is it just super busy everywhere?
Everywhere. Always. All the time.
Oh.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Go to Stonehenge.
How far away is that?
It's like 20, 30 minutes.
I thought the Griswolds knocked that down.
That's a great point. They put it back up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You know what? I didn't think about that. I'm flying into London this time, but I'm flying into not Heathrow, but the Gatwick, which is like I know. It's like a half hour outside the city. So if that's near Stonehenge,
do they have a runway?
I think it's just grassy fields. Okay. Yeah, of grain and barley. So I would make it of course, you're over there. Have fun. Do a thing.
Make it a thing. Exactly.
Yes, bring the family.
Yeah. And by 20, 30 minutes, I mean 90 miles away.
Oh, well, there's that. Okay. Easy train ride. Yeah. I'll get on the tube. Third down.
Ezekiel Elliott is the 3rd all-time leading rusher in Cowboys history and will make his return to Dallas this weekend. How should Elliott be remembered in Cowboys history?
Listen, he's the 3rd leading rusher. He didn't do what did he do? He was asked to go out there and be an entire offensive line.
Yes,
right.
I wrote this just waiting for that answer. I can't not think about that.
That is his parting moments of his career with the Cowboys. Is he was the offensive line versus the Niners.
But it was really well thought out. What could go wrong? Everything.
Right. Where'd you get your playbook? The toilet store.
I mean, right? He got blown up. I don't even think they tried. They just went push.
It's seriously one of my favorite highlights in NFL. I can literally watch a channel of that.
Tribute video. To Ezekiel. It's like drafted number 4 overall, Dallas Cowboy legend.
Just gets trucked. He should be remembered as one of the better Cowboys that ever played.
Yeah.
Not Staubach, Emmett, Michael Irvin. So, like, if that's the Cowboy Hall of Fame, Ezekiel Elliott's in the Hall of really good.
Okay.
I think, your third highest rusher.
Yeah, it's a pretty proud franchise.
Hold on a second. Who's second? Obviously,
Who's
Emmett's
1 and 2?
first.
Dorsett, maybe?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Tony Dorsett.
Anthony Dorsett. Hey, fourth down.
The New Orleans Saints might not have Derek Carr this weekend versus the Tampa Bay, but they will welcome back Alvin Kamara off his 3-game suspension. How much of a factor do you think he will be for the Saints?
I think he'll be a factor. Look, they've not been figuring it out behind the in the backfield, and it doesn't help that Jamal Williams has been hurt. Kamara is a great two-way back. He may not be what he was 4 years ago, but he's still right on the cusp of elite, I think. He's going to give them more options, and with the reemergence, at least healthy, of Michael Thomas along with Chris Olave, there's some pieces there. But if Derek Carr is not playing, you can't ever judge a quarterback by rolling in on a moment's notice. Yeah. It's not fair to Jameis Winston. He's played in the NFL before, and here's the thing, man. Jameis Winston could be horrible this weekend. Jameis Winston could throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. You just don't know with him. But I think Kamara will help.
Yeah, I was reading stuff about him. Like, he was obviously been suspended for 3 games, was training in Florida. They said he looks great. He's sharp. He's healthy. Sometimes coming in with fresh legs is a big deal, even though we're only in week 4. But that could be really ideal for him and for the Saints. But his numbers have dropped the last couple of years. So if he can, I don't know, they'd be Christian McCaffrey light, where he's a weapon as a receiver. Yeah. He can run a little bit. I think that team doesn't need to rely on him, but I think he could really help them.
We will take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not. And a man was denied entry into a Phillies game yesterday. And now there's talk about the Chicago Cubs curse being transferred to the Phillies. We'll tell you why when we get back.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco at the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums? Like, did you have like a holler?
Like a pretzel barker?
Pretzel! Something like that. I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want to do it in case Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, he can. Pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthabite.net.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot? Meow.
This might surprise you. Ronaldo Acuna Jr.
Hey!
In the 10th inning of the Braves-Cubs game.
Did you call him Ronald?
Yeah. Ronald.
Ronald. I like that. Yeah. He's hot.
10th inning of the Braves-Cubs game, Acuna got his second steal of the night, which was his 70th stolen base of the season to become the first ever 40-70 player. To go along with that.
Oh, say that again.
To go along
with that.
Oh, to go along with that. Sorry.
He's also the first 40-60 player and the first 40-50 player. He's also the second Braves player to steal 70 bases. He's only 2 behind the franchise leader, Otis Nixon, who had 72 in 1991.
Okay, which is more impressive? 40-70 or 50-40?
40-70.
40-70 or 50-50?
50-50.
I feel like it rolls off the tongue better. So it can be like, what if you had like 51 home runs?
Could you imagine being in the 50-50 club?
That
Gross.
Dude.
Is it scary that I remember that?
Yes, it is.
The fact that he has 40 home runs,
That's
he's
stupid.
not a home run hitter.
No, it's just. Here's I actually saw Dan Patrick ask this question. This is a really good question. Should the game have been stopped? But it wasn't. Like there was just
he
some
took the base.
Yeah, but should there have been
he literally stole the base.
Well, yeah, he stole it. He's actually 40-71.
Yeah.
Should there have been like a thing? Like, today, Lou Brock, well, you were the greatest, but now I'm the greatest of all time. Should there have been something?
Yeah, what do you give him?
You give him 40 bottles of Camus wine.
Yeah.
And 70 bottles of Camus wine.
Oh.
That's 110.
That is.
110 bottles.
Yeah.
All right. Who is not hot?
The Oakland A's. That they were swept yesterday by the Twins.
What?
And they're no longer tied for the most losses in franchise history. They've got that to themselves.
That's it. Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, at that point, you just go, congratulations on the record.
Yeah.
You have made history.
Well, and just for a little preview for later in the show, when we're doing streak, remember you said, I'm going to pick an Oakland A the rest of the way.
Yes.
Just remember that. I felt badly for you because you picked a guy who got a plate appearance, but it was a pinch hit appearance. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Life goes on.
Yeah. Just remember that.
I'm going to remember that. I will. I'm putting it in the old brain.
It hurts.
It hurts. So here's who else is not hot.
Yeah.
Well, you judge which one isn't hot. There's a number of people here that could maybe not be hot. A Phillies fan and his emotional support animal, Wally.
Oh, Wally.
Great name for now. Were denied entry into yesterday's game against the Pirates. Now, this is drawing comparisons to the famous curse of the Billy Goat involving the Cubs in 1945. A fan put a curse on the Cubs when he and his goat were denied entry into a World Series game at Wrigley Field. And as you know, the Cubs waited 71 years to win a title. Well, this fan, Joey Henney, arrived at Citizens Bank Park walking Wally on a leash. And the stadium's policy even says on support animals on the official website, certified service dogs or service dogs in training for guests with special needs are welcome. It says it right there. The problem is Joey was walking his emotional support alligator into the stadium. I'm sorry I can't share this on the radio, but you can look it up. There's a picture of Wally, the alligator. Now, yeah,
I would need emotional support if Wally made it into the game.
You're going right. I would need an emotional support shotgun.
Wow.
If I was anywhere near Wally the support alligator.
You know, Wally the alligator is pretty cute.
I'm not going to say he's not. Another fun fact about Wally the alligator, he's an alligator. You know? He's an alligator. An Albert a gator.
Is that your dog?
He's not a dog.
He doesn't bite.
He eats dogs.
Allegedly.
Gus would be a tasty snack for Wally. Now, emotional support animals are a thing, and I get it. We try to love everyone, and if you need an emotional support dog, and I get it, man. Mental health's nothing to screw around with. But why is it that every time something happens, it has to be exploited? Like emotional support peacock, emotional support turkey, emotional support alligator,
giraffe.
Giraffe.
Wally the alligator has a TikTok, and he's hugging people.
Oh.
You know what else Wally the alligator does with people? He eats them for food. You've never heard of Billy the emotional support dog doing a death roll. That's what Wally does. At some point,
I feel like you're judging Wally.
I am 100% judging Wally. And if that makes me a gator cyst, then that's who I am.
You've been called that before.
I have. Now, I don't mind alligatoring in alligator land.
These are alligator allegations.
They absolutely are. If you want an alligator in your swamps, in your what's all that stuff in Florida, the Everglades, that's your turf, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, I am not going on a road game there. It is your home turf. I'm good, dude. I'm a big believer in animals are animals, and we need to respect that they're animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hey, look, here's a cute bear. Let me give it like this happens. I'm not going to take selfies with Smokey. Right. No bears.
Yeah. Unless
you're behind bars, one of us. If a bear comes and visits me and I'm in prison, I'm going to be fine. If I go visit a bear in animal prison, the zoo, I'm going to be fine. We have to draw. Come on, man. Just use common sense, bro. You can't bring Wally the emotional support alligator into a ball game. What do you think? What was in his brain? Because I don't think it was I'm getting in the park. I think it was I'm going to get more followers for my TikTok page because this is going to be viral.
Yeah.
And
that worked.
And it worked.
And we're talking about it.
Now, if Joey or whatever this guy's name was thought bringing Wally the alligator was going to work, then I would just like to remind everybody that Joey can vote.
Yes.
He lives amongst us.
How do we know he supports him emotionally?
And how do you even you know what? I'm feeling very I've had anxiety issues before. I've been on medication for my anxiety before. This is all true story. I cannot imagine a world where an alligator in my vicinity is going to calm me from that anxiety. I feel like it would have the opposite effect. Hey,
maybe try a hippo.
Emotional support hippo.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got this emotional support piranha tank.
Yeah. King Cobra.
Emotional support cobra.
Yeah.
I've got an emotional. I have it. You know what? Oh, this is Tommy, my emotional support Black Widow. He's cool. He hugs people. He has a TikTok.
Welcome to the game. Would you like some peanuts, Wally? Maybe a dog and a beer.
Yeah, would you? Right, literally.
Yeah, no, hold the hot. I'll have the dog.
I will have an actual dog and a beer. All right, we say goodbye to Jason Ross. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
You have. I don't even know what to say. You have.
I have to go to.
I know. I just don't like.
I know.
It's good luck. We're thinking of you. How's that? And we're obviously thinking of your whole family. We'll see Jason tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. In the meantime, we got Niners from Niners at 9. Kyle Shanahan's weekly press conference. We got audio cuts for you next.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Aiyuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, with the A's finishing the season on the road, including 3 against the Twins in Minneapolis, it's a reminder that the Twins have lost 18 consecutive postseason games, including 3 against the A's in the 06 Division Series. And who can forget Frank Thomas's 2-homer game in Game 1 and Mark Kotze's game-winning inside-the-park home run in Game 2 at the Metrodome. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In that 3-team trade, the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trailblazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Monty Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests do come to you via the Folsom Lake Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. Tell them what to do, Bobby. All right, let's get busy with this final hour. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, off the final hour. Chris Roulade behind the glass. I am solo. That's been a long time since I've done a. Not that you're not here, Chris, but you know what I mean. I'm not Dave Rome, and
wow,
with Jason not here to rein me in, this could be a. Yeah, this could kind of be all over the place. So
this might not be allowed to happen again.
This might actually, with corporate in town and all the trainings we're having, this could be a real issue. So I have a tiny butt. I had a feeling you'd get that. We got a lot of NBA to get to. Also, more on the Damian Lillard trade at 9:13. I got a lot of audio I got to fit in as well before we get to crosstalk with Zachariah and Chris Watkins. Yesterday was Kyle Shanahan's weekly presser with the media. And with the Arizona Cardinals coming up this weekend, fresh off their big win over Dallas, Kyle had thoughts on their record.
Yeah, but if all you have to do is watch the two games before that also. They had every chance to win versus Washington in week one. I believe that they should have. And I think that, I forget the exact score, but I want to say it was like 27-7 in the third quarter versus the Giants, and they had every chance to win that. And it got away from them at the end. And Dallas was very similar, but they didn't turn it over there at the end, and they kept finishing and keeping out of the red zone, and ended up not being close. So they're a team that really should be 3-0 right now.
And you know, that's not just typical coach speak. You know, we call it Lou Holtzing. For those of you who don't remember Lou Holtz with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish back when they were in a heyday of winning and competing for national championships, Notre Dame would be playing, number one Notre Dame would be playing Southwestern, Eastern, McNeese State, Northern, and A&M. And Lou Holtz would be asked, what do you think of this matchup? And Lou would never fail in saying something like, well, they may be 0-10, but they're hungry, and our guys aren't. And they're taking this game seriously, and we got targets on our back. And it wouldn't surprise me if they came in here and whooped our butts. I mean, I legit would say that. And then, 24 hours later, it's 98-4 Notre Dame. But in Kyle Shanahan's case here, that's legit. Now, I don't know if the Cardinals should be 3-0. They could be 3-0. They had that big lead on the Giants, who had just gotten blown out by those same Dallas Cowboys, and the Giants came back and won 31-28.
Do you think Shanahan's thinking, well, if I was coaching them, they'd be 3-0?
I think of course he is, because, Kyle Shanahan, he of understandable ego, confidence, if you will. And, nobody protects a second half lead like Kyle Shanahan. 16-10 was the score going into the fourth quarter for Arizona, and they ended up losing 20-16. That was against the Washington Commanders in week one. So you had the Giants come back in week two. You had the Commanders come back in week one, and I'm sure in Arizona they're thinking, well, they were just figuring themselves out, and the way they played against Dallas, that was the real Arizona Cardinals. Well, it's incumbent upon the 49ers to take the Cardinals every bit as seriously as Dallas. This also is a really good chance, not just to win this game, but also to send a message to Dallas. Hey, these guys beat you pretty solid in week 3, and we just destroyed them in week 4. So look out. There's all kinds of factors here. They should be preparing for this Cardinals game as a game they want to win by 20 points. Josh Dobbs, who made a video a couple days ago of himself. This is the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. He's in the Arizona Cardinals team store. and he can't find his jersey for sale. Now, you may say, well, he came there a little early or a little late, sorry. And, he can't find his jersey. Well, it takes a while to get it on order. No. There's a digital touch screen that allows you to just go in there and hit your customized player or your own with your last name and your number that you pick. And then it customizes a jersey and prints it out for you right there on the spot. They make it, and here you go. He's not even on that. They don't even have his picture, which literally involves probably plugging a flash drive into the jersey distributor and uploading a picture and a number and a name. They did not even have that. He could not even do his own customized jersey. That's Josh Dobbs. That's their starting quarterback. Kyle Shanahan had thoughts, not on the jersey, but on Dobbs.
I think he's playing real good quarterback play right now. I mean, he's one of the reasons they've been in every game. They're really committing to the run, trying not to give up explosives and keep guys out of the end zone on defense, and he's not turning it over. He's been extremely decisive. When it's there, he consistently makes it. When it's not there, he plays it smart, doesn't turn it over. He's been able to scramble, make some plays, and he's been very competitive in the quarterback run game when they haven't honored him.
My guy Aaron on the YouTube chat says, I don't think the Cowboys will be bothered at all by whatever the result of the Niners Cards game is. Let me just couch my comments saying, look, I don't think if the Niners beat Arizona 44-3 that the Cowboys are all going to hold hands in tears around the campfire and maybe try to cancel their trip. I'm saying everything helps. Everything counts. And if I'm the Cowboys and I'm looking for mental edges, if the team that I'm going up against just boat raced the team that boat raced me the week before, a lot of this game is confidence. A lot of this game is attitude. Is it a difference maker? Is it a decider? Let's not put too much weight on it. I'm saying it can't hurt. Plus, one of those teams will be 4-0 going into that game because Dallas could not do so. Also, back to Kyle Shanahan, he got a contract extension along with John Lynch to keep them together for at least a couple more years, and he had thoughts.
I mean, we did it before the Pittsburgh game, so I'd already celebrated with my family and stuff like that, which is huge. I feel very grateful. I mean, just being a coach anywhere for a long time, I know what that means, and extremely grateful for that, to have that opportunity, and mainly for my family to be somewhere for so long, which is cool. But and doing it before the season even started, I think meant a lot to me. Just shows you the people that we're with, that we believe in each other, despite what could happen. Whether we were 0-3 or 3-0, we'd still be in the same situation, and really like where we live, and really like the people we work with. And they're committed to giving us a chance to go for it every single year. And that's all I could ever ask for.
If you want expansion on those comments and what the story means overall and what that extension means overall for the Niners, beyond Kyle Shanahan, you can go to SactownSports.com. Emil Fregoso has an article up there along with a ton of other Niner insider stuff. Get in there. Check out SactownSports.com. One more thing here. Dre Greenlaw been dealing with some penalties lately, and Kyle Shanahan has noticed.
Anytime you play like Dre, he doesn't hesitate in anything he does. So he jumps off the screen to people, but you still got to call it right. It's harder when people are like that, but he plays one way, and if he's ever playing a way that's illegal or anything that's not allowed, that we will change that fast. But Dre is a very talented athlete and very physical and a violent player who can play that fast and keep himself out of trouble for the most part. And I think he's done a very good job of that throughout his career. The hardest one was the one versus Herbert last year, which was just unfortunate, but I think he's done a real good job at it.
That's Kyle Shanahan at his press conference, moving his lips without a lot of gibberish. And he certainly did not forget about Dre.
We're done for the day.
Are we done? Is that it? Is that, should we just, I feel like we need to recover from that with a break. That's fine. I just don't want people to think I've lost my touch as one of the cool kids. And that obviously slammed the door shut on that thought. So we'll take a break, let you guys recover from my, what would we say? Bars, I think is what we call that. When we come back.
You're hurting me.
More on the Dame Lillard trade, his legacy in Portland. Who's regretting it the most? And I got a lot of sound for you, including Jerry Jones's thoughts on red zone scoring for the Cowboys, which follows our theme of most owners don't know what the hell they're doing. We'll be right back on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
When Joe Montana retired, he was, of course, regarded as the greatest of all time. Many in this area, of course, and bless you if you're one of them, still consider Joe Montana the greatest of all time. Tim Brady. Whatever.
Is that what people from Boston sound like to you?
I mean, 4-0 is 4-0.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Your health is important, so keep yourself and your family covered with Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal renewals will be happening soon, so if you have Medi-Cal, make sure you don't miss any important renewal information. If you've moved in the last 3 years, check and update your mailing address, email address, and phone number. Learn more at keepmedicalcoverage.org. That's keepmedicalcoverage.org. Paid for by the California Department of Healthcare Services.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, I want to get through some audio here. Jason Ross is going for the hour. He'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. with us, myself, Chris Verlaw, behind the blast. Don't forget, Chris Watkins, Zachariah joining us for a little crosstalk. About a half an hour. Jerry Jones says red zone scoring not a long-range concern for the Cowboys.
I think the thing that we need to zero in on is when we get that ball down in there close, we've got to get touchdowns, and that's probably across the board over these last 3 ball games. So we've got a long time to go in this season. We've got a lot of room to really adjust and correct these things. While it is something to note, it's not a long-range concern.
Speaking of owners that come in, we talked earlier about new owners that come into football or basketball or baseball teams and want to do things their way. And, eventually, inevitably, they pull back and realize that their way works in business, but not in sports. And then there's Jerry Jones, who wanted to come in and do things his way and has never pulled back and has had absolutely no huge success on the field. Jerry Jones, a businessman. Jerry Jones, the brand ambassador. Jerry Jones, the brand builder. No doubt about it. Genius. You cannot talk badly about Jerry Jones when it comes to the Cowboys and what they've done off the field and building that brand and Jerry World and this and that, whatever. What you can say is that they are perpetually either bad or empty calories, if you will, like last year's 12-5 and very predictable ouster in the playoffs. Since Jimmy Johnson left, 1 Super Bowl for Jerry Jones, and that came with Johnson's team and Barry Switzer. That was a very George Seifert-ish thing right there, except Seifert actually knew how to coach in the NFL, and Jerry still hasn't figured it out. And look, and I don't mean this in a personal way. I just simply mean this as a fact. I think there's some Cowboy fans out there who know that Jerry Jones will never sell the team. That in the back of their minds are probably beginning to accept that Jerry Jones is going to have to pass away for anything to change around there. And, oh, by the way, that probably isn't going to work, even if and when that does will happen. But when that happens someday, and hopefully not for a long time, I don't wish anything bad on him. But if that were to happen, his son's right there to pick up the torch for Cowboy Nation. Speaking of Cowboys, Bill Belichick had some comments on Micah Parsons.
Comparing players like that, it's not really. I would just say, I wouldn't put anybody ahead of Lawrence Taylor, period. No, maybe I'm prejudiced. I mean, I saw that guy every day. for over a decade, and he tilted the field for a decade. So until somebody does that, and there's a lot of great players, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else. There's a lot of great players that have been in this league, that are in this league, but personally, I'm not putting anybody ahead of Lawrence Taylor. Not yet.
All right, so we'll stick with this theme here. Micah Parsons, who Bill was just talking about, is going to be reunited with an old friend, as we talked about this weekend, Zeke Elliott of the Patriots, and he thinks Zeke's got something for him.
I feel like Zeke's coming for me because I remember he used to tell me, he's like, lucky I'm not out there. I'll really get you. So, if there's ever a matchup, I'm going to look forward to it for sure. And Zeke, everything's going to be funny to him. So, we miss his presence, his joy he brings to the locker room. So it's going to be fun, going against him and having fun.
And likewise, Zeke was very appreciative of his time in Dallas.
I'm very appreciative for the time, I spent in Dallas. I'm very thankful for, Mr. Jones and the Jones family, drafting me and giving me an opportunity. But, once again, I'm focused on going and getting the win.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's switch sports here. Jimmy Butler had comments, shockingly, on the Bucks Damian Lillard trade, which is interesting, because it's Jimmy Butler, and you always want to hear what he has to say, but also Jimmy was, I think, looking forward to working alongside Damian Lillard, which will not happen now.
Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
Okay, first off, we literally just heard it from you, Jim. That was you and your voice. Secondly, when you want to call out, and look, it's Jimmy. It could be tongue-in-cheek, whatever, but just in case. When you have a player of Damian Lillard's caliber announce not only does he want to trade, but that the only place he will be traded to is Miami, I'm just going to bet that there have been conversations between Damian Lillard and Jimmy Butler over the last couple of months. And God knows who else in Miami. So, whatever tampering, and I don't even know how Milwaukee would tamper. Like, I'm trying to figure out, well, what would the tamper be here? And Jimmy Butler's obviously far more connected to the inner workings of the NBA than somebody like me, but I don't even know how they would tamper. But whatever Milwaukee did or didn't do is going to almost certainly pale in comparison when we want to talk about tampering to what Miami did or didn't do. You want to be mad at somebody, be mad at Pat Riley. I'm not mad at Pat Riley. Why do you want to shake up a finals team? Which is what they would have done. They weren't going to get it done with Tyler Hero and friends. The draft picks were way overrated anyways. It's Miami. Miami's not going to have a valuable draft pick for the next 5 to 10 years. What's the point? So you just look at the players. You trading Dame Lillard for Tyler Hero? Nikola Jovic? Maybe it was Nikola Jokic, yeah. You got the wrong Jovic. Maybe Pat Riley thought Joe Cronin in Portland would mistake Jovic for Jokic. That was never going to happen at that level. And now not only do they not have Damian Lillard, but Milwaukee, one of the two teams in the Eastern Conference that could really give them a run for their money, and you could say we're better than Miami. I didn't say they were. I said you could say that. Now the Bucks have Dame Lillard. And they gave up a lot. Jrue Holiday is no joke. Grayson Allen was a starter. They gave up 40% of their starting lineup for Dame Lillard, but you also feel like the Bucks clearly got better. It'll be interesting. I think people are probably underestimating the loss of Jrue Holiday on the Bucks. I understand he's not averaging 32 points a game. I get it. But what Jrue Holiday did is he gave the Bucks the best exterior-interior defensive combination in the game. Because Jrue Holiday could guard point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards. Giannis Antetokounmpo can guard 2 through 5, and I'm sure he would do just fine against a point guard in a pinch. And Brook Lopez was a top 3 defensive player of the year type last year. That's a very good defensive team. And that doesn't count, all the other intangibles Jrue Holiday had. Don't Don't sleep on Jrue Holiday leaving the Bucks as a big, big loss. I'm not saying they didn't get better with Damian Lillard. Of course they did. But they might not have gotten as better as a lot of folks think. And Damian Lillard leaves Portland. And I think there's a lot of mixed feelings in Portland.
Also, to add to your point, Jrue Holiday is most likely going to be traded. And if you're in the East, hey, wouldn't it be good to have Jrue Holiday on our team?
Would be
to defend the team that he used to play for?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you put Jrue Holiday on Damian Lillard next year somewhere in the playoffs. I mean, Jrue Holiday, I don't even know how they do it, but Jrue Holiday be a pretty decent Marcus Smart replacement in Boston if they could pull that off. That'd be scary as hell. Ugh. Again, I don't even know if they could actually pull it off. But just like losing Jrue Holiday is a big deal for the Bucks, losing Marcus Smart is a big deal for the Celtics. That doesn't get talked about enough. And oh, by the way, it's a big get for the Memphis Grizzlies. But if you were to have a backcourt of Jrue Holiday and Jaylen Brown to go with Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and I don't know who the hell, Al Horford. It is stupid. I don't want any part of that. And that's a good, scrappy team that can play a little bit of defense at the same time. As far as Damian in Portland, he goes down as, I think, just below maybe Clyde Drexler as the most celebrated Blazer there. I think Clyde the Glide's still probably number one if you polled most Portland fans, recency bias aside.
I don't know how many people in there. 35, mid-30s, 20s.
There's no doubt that that's going to skew more the younger demo you get. There's absolutely no doubt that below 35 years old, you're 100% right. I think it starts going from Clyde in a slide to gradually. And by the way, they mirror each other a little bit in the sense that both were phenomenal scoring guards, considered at times to be one of the best players in the league, both Clyde and Dame. Obviously different games, different players. And neither of them could get over the hump. Neither of them could get a ring in Portland. They couldn't do it. And to be honest with you, Clyde actually got further than Dame. Clyde got stopped more than a few times. Had the Lakers in his way. And they did have a finals, I think at least one finals appearance under Coach Rick Adelman, later of the Kings. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, and a Philadelphia Eagle accused the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the Monday Night Football game, of cheating. We have the audio. We'll give it to you next.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the day and another beautiful day in Northern California. Plenty of sunshine expected with highs today peaking in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. See our selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please, gamble responsibly, 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Bank of America, we learn what matters most by asking our customers one simple question. What would you like the power to do?
I'd like the power to worry less.
The power to make my parents comfortable.
The power to...
agree on a monthly budget?
Oh, hey, that'd be nice.
No matter what your financial goal is, we're here to help. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Visit the comparable iPhone model each year with acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month loan financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Fall is here, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling wants to make sure you're taken care of through the month of September. From now until September 30th, book any tune-up or troubleshooting appointment and get 100% of the trip charge credited back on any completed repairs. Normal big box companies charge $89 or more. Why not put that toward what needs to be fixed? Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling now at 530-GOOD-AIR. That's 530-GOOD-AIR. Or book your appointment now at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Best service, best price, guarantee. And that's no bull. License number 1057618.
Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night versus Northern Arizona. Kickoff 6 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. The big news from yesterday was the announcement that Damian Lillard got his wish. He was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. In the 3-team trade with the Blazers, Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, the Trailblazers received Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski also reports that the Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Jrue Holiday. Week 4 the NFL kicks off tonight with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking!
All right, Jason scooted out a little early. He'll be back with us tomorrow at 6 a.m. Chris and I holding down the fort until 10, just top of the hour. And I got it wrong. Sorry, it's not Chris Watkins. It's High Flyer and Returner. Was
the High Flyer.
The only, the one, the only High Flyer, HT. Always love him. He'll be joining us along with Zachariah here in just a couple of minutes. Meantime, Chris Verlad putting on the Jason Ross hat, and a mighty big hat it is. For
Very big.
Very big. Huge. Where'd you get the hat? Toilet store. Safe or out? That was earlier. And now it's Let's Go Streaking.
All right. So, Jason, he picked Ellie De La Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati Reds, they lost to the Guardians 4-3.
Yeah.
De La Cruz?
Yeah.
3 at-bats?
Yeah.
1 hit.
Oh, I mean, yay. Good job.
1 for 3 for Ellie De La Cruz.
Great job, Jason.
Now let's go to me.
Let's go to you. Chris Roulette.
I picked Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, all rise.
Yankees won 6-0.
Yeah, they did. Oh, that's runs. It's a lot of runs and hits.
Not only did he get 1 home run, he got 2 home
Wow,
runs.
look at you
making
guys.
my streak 2.
Okay, look at you.
And then there's Dave.
Yeah, Jason said, because I'm picking an A, a different A for the rest of the year. Everybody likes to rip on the A's. I'm picking them. Yesterday, I picked Estuary Ruiz. He said, remember you picked the A's. Now I've been thinking the whole time, okay, well, what happened?
Did you know Ruiz wasn't going to start?
I did not know.
He did not start.
No. Okay.
But, like, if he doesn't start, then and he doesn't get any at-bats,
Yeah, then I could. It doesn't count.
He pinch hit.
Oh, great. So we got 1 at-bat.
1 at-bat.
Yeah.
Really going to have to make it count.
Uh-huh.
1 for 1.
Look at this. Hey, how about that? Did not see that coming. Woo-hoo! I am the king of picking A's. Wow. Thank you, Estuary Ruiz.
Hey, you might get a job doing that. Actually, they did. He got a hit. You wouldn't get a job.
I would. You know, the thing I thought, by the way, well done. If I pick an A the rest of the year, that you can't pick the same one in the same streak, so it's going to get a little light here in a second. But I will take Brent Rooker today. Brent Rooker is my Oakland Athletic of the day to double up my streak tomorrow. Who you got, Chris Roulette?
I'm going to take the man, the myth, the legend, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Hey, look at him. Mr. 4070. Okay. Did Jason give you a pick?
He went with Mr. Aaron Judge.
Of course he
for
did.
his pick.
That's only the 74th time he's taken Aaron Judge this season.
I think he only has like 68 hits.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All of us got hits. It's a happy day here. We all the day is happier. Just happier when this happens. We all get hits. Where's the story I wanted? Oh yeah, here we go. This is the story I wanted. Wow, this is great. Hassan Reddick of the Philadelphia Eagles during their game Monday night, in which the Eagles won comfortably. He's ready to accuse the Buccaneers of cheating. Now, this may rock the NFL world because it was picked up on audio, and though he maybe didn't publicly make these accusations, it has become public in what is now certainly going to turn into a massive rivalry between these two teams that obviously hate each other. You don't accuse people of cheating unless you have proof. What did he say, Dave, you ask? Maybe not. Maybe he didn't ask that, but I'll tell you anyways. Listen for yourself as to what Hassan Reddick said, picked up on a microphone during Monday night's game.
It just started pouring out of nowhere, gang. Like, what the is that about? Hey, Sweaty, now they got the ball, the rain stopped. They got a weather machine out here, gang. Like, not a cloud in sight. Yeah, they got a weather machine. Just let it do it and drizzle. Nah, they got the weather machine, yeah. This is absurd. It's the aliens. Yo, this flash rain crazy.
Accusing the Buccaneers of having a weather machine. Hassan Reddick. Well, we'll see what Roger Goodell has to say about that. Roquan Smith had a smile on his face before the Ravens go to Cleveland. I'm not exactly sure Cleveland's going to have a smile on their face or care what smile or not smile Roquan Smith had when they hear what he had to say.
Enemy to go take over, and that's our plan, to actually go take over. I think they call it the dog pound. I consider myself a dog, so I'm right at home in that place. So I'm excited to get back in there, and I know they're a physical football team, but so are we. Honestly, I love it. You know, I love a challenge. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I love looking something square in the face and saying, bring it on, whatever it is. You know, chin up, chest out. You know, I live by that. Sunsets, no regrets. So I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait. You're considered the bad guy because you're going into essentially another man's house, and you're trying to take over, like his wife, kids, everyone there to watch them. So you be going over to beat their tails in front of their wife and kids. So when you think about it from that perspective, like any man's going to, you know, fight to the death in that point. I know if that's me in that case, I know I would. So I think about it from that standpoint, and I'm just going in, you know, just like I prepare for any other game. Play to the whistle, play physical, and hit anything that moves.
Okay, I heard the audio. If they're going to get upset at that, Roquan Smith's a gamer. I don't think he said anything disagreeable. And now I'm going to watch the Browns and Ravens even more. Maybe a little bit. See what the Browns are. I haven't figured the Browns out yet. I think they're good. Lions, Packers, Thursday Night Football tonight. Set your fantasy lineups, please. Giants are off, so they will not lose. A's at Twins. It's 10-10 start. Just a half hour from now. And game one of a 4-game series to end the season. Must-watch baseball. Rangers at Mariners. Mariners fighting for their playoff lives against the first-place Rangers. And obviously, the Houston Astros will be looking very strong at this. 2.5 games back are the Astros. So the Rangers certainly in the driver's seat here. The Mariners have some work to do, but they are just 1.5 games back of the Astros. Mariners coming off being swept and really having lost 6 of 10, including their last game. So they, again, have some work to do. Best story you're going to hear today. This is the best story you are going to hear today, without a doubt. You will remember the name Henry Blackburn. If you don't, or if it just rings a bell, that's the Colorado State defensive back that hit Colorado two-way star Travis Hunter. Many thought that it was a dirty hit, certainly a late hit. Hunter suffered a lacerated liver. He missed last week's game against Oregon. Not that that would have made a huge difference. He will be out again this weekend, despite texting Coach Deion Sanders and saying, I got to play. I'm not taking no for an answer, to which Deion replied, no. So he will miss the USC game. Henry Blackburn, was getting death threats. And a lot of blowback for that. Deion Sanders came out, said some very nice things about Blackburn. Travis Hunter came out, said some very nice things about Blackburn. His home address, his phone number were all published online. But Hunter and Blackburn connected shortly after that game. And it turns out Travis Hunter invited Blackburn back to Boulder, where Blackburn grew up and attended high school. Colorado State defensive back Ron Harge, whose brother Isaiah plays for Colorado, helped the two players connect. Well, it turns out they connected and they went bowling. They went bowling yesterday. And that will be part, because that's how we do it now. And I'm here for it. That will be part of an upcoming video for Hunter's YouTube channel, which has just over 250,000 subscribers. We're now in the world of NIL, which means both players donated money for their bowling game, with the winner selecting a charity that will receive the proceeds. Now, I don't know much about these players' finances other than I got to think the NIL deals for Travis Hunter are a little bit better than Henry Blackburn. So Blackburn donating the money, and both of them, that's a huge move. I just have a feeling Hunter's got a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. And that video will show up on his YouTube channel eventually. That's fantastic. That is a class move all the way around. Class move by Travis Hunter twice now. Class move by Deion. Good on Henry Blackburn, obviously. And then the fact that not only is the message great enough in itself that they're meeting, they're going bowling, they're sending a message, but they're also benefiting a charity. Like all the way around. That's pretty darn awesome. One last note. Since September 16th, the Chicago Cubs have held a lead in 7 different innings on the road. In the 8th inning or later. Now, it's September 28th today. So the first headline there is over the last 12 days, the Cubs have held a lead in 7 different innings on the road in the 8th inning or later.
Since 916 Day.
Since 916 Day. They blew the lead in the bottom half of the inning in all 7. No other baseball team in the modern era has blown the lead in more than 5 straight road innings in the 8th or later in which they held the lead. The Cubs currently have beaten that record by 2. And I say once again, shout out to the nerds that are pouring through box scores in 1967 that are finding these records. We'll take a break. When we come back, celebrity birthday. What day of the week is it? A major miss from me yesterday on that segment. I'll explain. And we'll crosstalk with the high flyer, Henry Turner and Zachariah. Don't go away. We'll wrap the show up next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has a selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Do you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals that help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Save Mart, and Smart & Final, or a local grocery store near you.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year will be subject to trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. It's the end of summer blowout on all their systems. Right now, $2,500 off full systems, as low as $34 a week. And now American Energy Heating and Air offering a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high-efficiency units. Look, the uncomfortable becomes comfortable with American Energy Heating and Air. They've been around since 1981, making the greater Sacramento area proud with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And as always, their goal is to exceed your expectations, exceed them of the heating and air industry, valuing the customer experience and making your home comfortable. It's that simple. Go to American Energy Heating and Air and get yourself a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high efficiency units.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
All right, Jason will rejoin us tomorrow. Took a little bit of early leave. Henry Turner is, look, Henry's an athlete. He shows up when he wants to.
Fact.
And guess what? He can. He's Henry Turner.
And we're lucky.
We are. We're lucky to have him, Zachariah, next to me. We'll get to celebrity birthdays in just a moment. What is the day of the week? Here's the thing. It wasn't really a screw up so much as it was, I would say over the last year, I've skipped this segment maybe twice because of time constraints. Yesterday we had a time constraint. I skipped the segment.
Oh, wow. Just because Jimmer was on, we couldn't hear what the days were.
You know what yesterday was? It was National Morning Show Host Day. I'm not joking.
Wow.
My daughter texted me that, and then I checked it out. Of all the days of the year for me to skip, I skipped the one that is dedicated to us. National. That's a respectable job. Yeah. Thank you. It was actually a pretty thick day for days of the year. National Scarf Day. Now, if that had to do with eating, I'd be a fan. I can't remember the last time I wore a scarf. Chris, you probably worn a scarf because you're soccer. You wear scarves, don't you?
I don't really like scarves.
No?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I remember 2019 was the last time I wore a scarf.
Was that Republic?
City.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. National Corned Beef Hash Day was yesterday. Corned beef hash is I'm just going to throw a controversial opinion out here. It's trash.
I will say it's one of those things, it's got to be done perfectly.
Here's the thing, and I'll bet you we're on the same page here. Like, by the way, I'm talking about, like, the stuff that looks like dog food. Now, here's the only time corned beef hash goes from trash to elite. Day after St. Patrick's Day, you've got corned beef left over, you chop it up, throw it in a cast iron skillet with some peppers and onions and chopped up potatoes and a little oil in there, and you put it all in one layer and you kind of smooth it around and you let it crisp up on the bottom. And then you loosen it, you flip it over, you crisp it up on the top. So you got crispy outsides, inside, and it's actually your own corned beef.
Yes.
That's
or if like you're going to like a super nice brunch spot.
And they really I'm talking about like this garbage out of a can in most places that do that. And there is not to get too in the weeds, but let's do it. There is I think it's an Ethiopian dish that I like, and I'll make every once in a while, called shakshuka, which is like a spicy tomato, onion, and pepper. I don't know. It's like a stew, but it takes up like half a layer of a pan. It's very thick. And then you take a spoon and you make little indentations in there. You make, for a full dish, you make like 8 of these indentations and you crack an egg in each of the indentations and you put the lid on till the eggs are done but runny. And then you serve that. It's in any meal dish, but it could be a breakfast dish. And you do the same thing for the corned beef hash. You make little indentations, you put an egg in, you put the lid on top, and then you serve it almost like a pie. You've got a corned beef hash slice with egg on top. And I'm not really an egg guy. I'll eat an egg there. Zachariah, your thoughts?
I'm not a really big foodie. I'm the guy that looks at the kids menu all
kids
the time.
Menu's underrated, by the way. I'm fine with that.
Look, I see mac and cheese. I see chicken tenders and fries. I see cheeseburger. I see all the things that I want to consume.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then I go to the adult portion and I end up ordering some sort of like salmon salad.
Just to 3
make
times
it
as
seem
much.
like I'm not a kid.
Yeah, that's not
but my taste buds are about 6 years old. Carmichael.
Well, speaking of, in your honor, then today is National Chocolate Milk Day. Chocolate milk. I'm going to count, although chocolate milk is, that. I'm going to count Nestle Quick in there, just as a derivation of chocolate milk. And I'm a big fan of chocolate milk.
Okay, what about Yoo-Hoo? I remember kids that didn't get the chocolate milk in like kindergarten.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. If you got the chocolate milk, it means your parents were doing something with
That's
their lives.
exactly right. And Clay Thompson says
it's like a quarter more.
It's good for your bones.
Yeah, calcium.
Calcium.
Let's take the calcium.
Chocolate
pills.
milk is a healthy dish, according to Clay Thompson.
No.
I don't know.
I wouldn't take a lot of advice from Clay.
I don't know if Henry Turner would agree. Henry strikes me as like an almond milk guy or something.
No.
I don't mean that in like a foo-foo. I mean that he's incredibly healthy.
No.
Hey, Henry, how are you?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Hank?
Man, what's going on around here, man? I mean, are we giving away free government cheese? There's nowhere to park outside.
It's the opposite.
Oh, we selling cheese.
What's going on today and yesterday?
Meetings.
We have trainings going on for corporate. And so they fly in a team of lawyers. And yesterday I got out of here at like 4:30. Chris was there too, Jason. Straight in there. There's 3 trainings we on the air have to take at an hour and a half each. And there is a pizza lunch today, so that's
nice.
That's incredible.
All right.
But yeah, everybody's here. As you know, usually this is a ghost town.
Right.
Yeah, not today.
I mean, I almost had to park at the mall. It's thick outside.
There's plenty of space outside the gates you could park at.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to leave my car out there.
Just to pull the curtain back a little bit, there's a guy that does tires like just a little bit around the block, and I go into his office space and I go, hey, I'm going to be parked right outside. Just watch over my car. Don't tow me. And we have like a little relationship now, just so you know.
And you know what? Let me tell you, I think I seen a guy pushing a transmission down the street in a buggy.
Yeah, so that's where I don't park.
So I don't want that to be my transmission.
No, you don't.
Well, to celebrate all of that, today is National Drink Beer Day.
Okay.
I'm not a beer guy.
No.
Sorry, I can't.
What's your beverage of choice?
I don't drink.
Oh, you
not like, well, yeah.
I do. I'm first team all Mountain Dew.
Ooh,
What do you, Skip Bayless?
You know what? It's terrible, man.
It is.
I love it.
It is.
I love it.
Do you hear the story once that Paul Pierce, I think it was Paul Pierce, had like an addiction to it? Like, was it Paul Pierce that drank like,
I think it was Dwight Howard. Was that him? I remember he was like a Mountain Dew and like candy guy.
Was it Dwight? It was like, I don't think it maybe was either. It was a popular NBA player.
Bro, but I'm going to tell you, I'm right there.
Drinking like a ton.
I'm right there. You know what? I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't gamble. Yes, I did play in the NBA, by the way.
You did. Yes, you did.
But I love Mountain Dew. That's my only problem.
Ron Butler.
And wasn't one of his like recovery things that he started chewing on straws? I think it was.
Yeah.
He started chewing. He kept straws to chew on to kind of wean him off of the candy and the Mountain Dew. Now, I know now, players, you get on the plane, whatever, there's like catered blah blah,
right.
And peanut butter and jelly sandwiches have become a big thing in the NBA. Is like quick energy, and the training staff's okay with it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you played, were you ever flying on Airball 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm guessing it wasn't as catered and great as, I'm guessing it was like local, hey, we got I don't know, name the local place in there or whatever. Was it the healthiest food when you played that was on the plane?
You got what you wanted.
Oh, okay.
They actually came around, and the first time we got on, it was pretty much sandwiches and just drinks.
Yeah.
And then they came around and asked you, what do you like? What would you like that? What type of snacks would you like?
Okay.
Some guys wanted graham crackers. Some guys wanted Ritz. Some guys wanted Oreo cookies. You want
a Mountain
Dew? Definitely. Mountain Dew and Hawaiian Punch was my thing.
Oh, Hawaiian Punch is elite.
Yeah.
It's elite. I have a little squeezy bottle of Hawaiian Punch now for the waters.
And sometimes I would mix them, bro. I know. I know I'm terrible.
Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays meant to be spent with friends and family, and nothing brings family together and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Soon to come, perhaps a Mountain Dew cookie. We'll get you one.
I'm with it.
I'm with it. He's with it. Chris is with the birthdays.
All right, we got to be real quick here. How about former Sacramento King, Bonzi Wells? It's his birthday today.
Nice.
Henry. I'll go. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
What's that?
I'm guessing Bonzi's birthday.
His age. His age?
Yeah. Well, how old is Bonzi Wells today?
42.
I think you're in the neighborhood. I'm going to say 44.
I was going to say 43, and I swear to God, that was before your 2 guesses.
Dave, you are the winner. 47 for Bonzi Wells.
Wow. Older. We say that like that's super old. Right?
How about reality star Bam Margera?
Ooh, and Bam's
is that the super rich guy that's always?
Well, I don't know if he still is, but Bam's had some issues lately.
Yeah.
Very, very strong issues. I'm going to say Bam Margera is. I'm going to stick with my previous guess, 44.
I'll go 47.
Bam loves RC cars.
49.
My man.
Yeah, you're the RC car expert.
Yes, sir.
What'd you say there, Zachariah?
49.
49.
You got the correct answer.
Huh?
Carmichael Dave, 44 years old for Bam Margera.
Grew up watching Bam Margera. Well, we were the same age. That is it. What's coming up on the show today, fellers?
I think there was a trade yesterday. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, Grayson Allen.
I'm refreshing. Grayson Allen, big acquisition.
Big acquisition.
No, a lot of moving pieces. Obviously, it'll be a pleasure to have Hank here to break all down, all that basketball stuff. What does it mean for the Kings? Obviously, we got to fit some football in there. Thursday night football coming up tonight.
And I kind of knew about that a couple of days ago.
Oh! Why didn't you call your guy?
Hello. Yeah, you could have told me that.
All right.
I was waiting for my showtime, Dad.
Okay.
I had to save for the Zach attack.
Zach, I know you're Bay Area up here. Listen, he's a legend. Take care of him, please.
I'm aware.
He's a legend.
This isn't my first rodeo with
Okay,
Hank.
take care of him.
It's like our third.
For Henry Turner, for Jason Ross, for Sam Amick, for Kelly Brothers, for Zachariah, for Christopher Love behind the glass, I'm Carmichael Dave. Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., SactownSports.com.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that